What's going on, everybody? Sorry, I didn't even know my mic was on. My bad. Usually I start with my mic on low. So I apologize for that. Over here just clicking and typing away. How's everybody doing? What's going on? I can barely even see y'all. God, these things are dirty. And they're scratched. Ugh. I need new glasses. I need new glasses or something, y'all. I can't tell if my camera's out of focus or if I'm out of focus. I can't tell if it's my camera or my eyes. I think it's just my vision. I can't see y'all. I think it's just my vision. I think it's just my eyes. Oh my goodness. Welcome in. Happy Tuesday. I don't even have one of the gift goal things up. Or the gift gallery things up. My bad. Oh well. Yes, I have eyes. I do have eyes. Yeah. They don't work the best, but they're here. They don't work the best, but they're here. So, y'all, come on in, hit that like button. Let's get this thing started nice and early. Really appreciate you guys. I'm already seeing 6 hand hearts with 136 people in here. That's decent. I think we can. I think those are rookie numbers. I think we can get those numbers up. All right. So, thank you for sending the gifts, Auntie. The gift goal, the gift gallery is a clocky app thing. But you guys send gifts over here too. I really appreciate that. They're both awesome. Thank you, Auntie. I really appreciate that. See, yours I can throw up on the screen and thank you for. I can't do it on the other one. See, superior app. Okay. The YTs is definitely the superior app. All right. Not superior followers. Okay, that's not what I'm saying. All right. I'm not saying that, but superior app for sure. God, yeah, these things are scratched. Ugh. All right. I gotta buy maybe phrase. Yeah, I'm not saying superior followers. I'm just saying superior app. It is. Right? It tends. Here's the cool thing about the YTs. It usually works. Like, and again, maybe that's not from a viewing experience. From you guys, it might be better the other way around. From my side of things, I like when I turn things on and it works. All right. So, preferably, that's just me. There we go. That's what I was trying to do. Cool. Yeah. I'm like a huge fan of like turning things on and they work the first time. You know? That's just me though. I know I'm weird like that, you know? You know what I never hear from my chat on YT? You know what I never hear over there? You're lagging. Never. I never hear the words "you're lagging." Just a just a just a thought I thought of. Okay. Baby blue looks good on me. All right. I'm glad to hear it. It is a brand new shirt. I just bought it. I actually wasn't. I didn't feel super confident about wearing it tonight, so it actually does make me feel really good. I'll be completely honest with you. I threw it on, and I did not feel super comfortable about wearing it. So you telling me it looks nice makes me feel actually really, really good. Thank you. Ugh. It actually complements your skin tone perfectly. I love that color. See, that's such a great that's such a great compliment too, because you actually really related it to me. That made me feel good. Usually I see with the darker colors on live. You know, you guys want to hear something just cool that just for my personal life that has nothing to do with anything. By the way, I don't care if you wanted to know it or not. I'm going to tell you. Um, so Ari bought these. I don't know what they're called. They're like African something nets for the shower. Um, African sponge net. That might be right. African net sponge. Okay, one of those two. Um, yeah, those things are fucking awesome, bro. Like, not sponsored, but like, oh, dude, bro, love that thing, dude. You got the Japanese version of it? I would love to see that. I guess the African one's not good enough for Matt. No, they're so cool. They're so good, dude. They're so good. Like literally, like I'll take a video in the shower for you. Yeah, go ahead and send it over my way, man. See how good it works. They're African sponge nets or African net sponges or some shit like that, dude. And I don't know, bro. When she first handed me this thing, I was like, why are you like there's no way like this washes you. Right? Like I was just like, there's no way this actually washes you. And I'll tell you what, man. That thing makes you feel clean, clean by the time you're done with it. If you guys ever seen one, it's like a net. No, it's like a net, but you like fold it up and then you like you put like I don't know, you put like one little like thing of body wash on it and it just lathers the fuck out of it and then it just like it cleans like I'm saving so much soap just from using it because it just like I don't know. It's so good. Yeah, the soap lasts forever. So I was using one of those like silicone like like scrubbers or whatever before, right? And like I would have to like do like a squirt and then like wash apart and then like do like another squirt and wash apart and like do now with this damn thing, bro. One squirt, your whole body, your friend's body, if you happen to be in there with a friend. Okay. Someone said it'll wash away my sins. That's how good it is. Okay. That's how good it is. They are so good that they will wash away your sins. Okay. That's how good they are. You know how good you got to be for that? You know how good you got to be for that? Anyway, bro, it just looks like a net. It doesn't even look like anything, bro. It doesn't even look like anything, but I'm telling you, you will feel more clean. You'll feel more clean after you get this thing, bro. I still don't even know for sure if I know how to use it. If you want me to be completely honest, I'm probably using it wrong. And it's still amazing. Yeah. Okay, mine doesn't look like that. That's like the Walmart version. Okay, so hold on. I'm not sponsored. Whatever, whatever thing out there. I'm just showing what I got. So they look like this. Hey, Lady T. They look like this. And yeah, I'm still not 100% sure use. But like you fold them and you put like one little squirt of like body wash on it. You'll wash, like I said, you'll wash your friend, your friend, your neighbor, your dog. You can wash everybody with like one squirt. Okay, and like I got like, I'm not trying to like be like, oh, I'm so big, but like I can't reach like the middle of my back. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't like whatever, right? I got too much shoulders. So like I can just, oh my God, they're so good. They're so good. African net sponges, if you want to sponsor me, I'm telling you right now, like I will gladly join the team. Someone says they have a Korean one that has pockets for your hands. Okay, which does intrigue me. It does absolutely intrigue me. Okay, I will not lie and say it doesn't. All right. Anyways, African net sponges. Someone else uses the Korean one too. Now I gotta look this shit up. Hold on. Hold on. I gotta look this thing up. Huh. So that's a little different. Interesting. They look very similar. They look very similar. Oh Jesus. Yeah, they definitely don't look. They don't look that distant. Like they look pretty close. It looks like. I wonder what the difference between the Korean and the Japanese one is, or the Korean, Japanese one, and African one. Oh, that's the Japanese one. Hey, I'm trying. I'm trying to find a good picture for y'all. Okay, I'm having to like cycle through quite a few. I'm having to cycle through like quite a few. Kramer. I still can't pronounce it right. Kramer, happy birthday, bud. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Kramer. I still think it's Kramer. You corrected me one time. I don't remember which one it was. Happy birthday to you. And many more. Everybody give a happy birthday to at Kramer 92 over here. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah, brother. How old are you? I need to make an Amazon wish list. It's just going to be those it's definitely gonna it's gonna be all just African net sponges. That'll be my whole wish list. That'll be 1 through 20. All right. I want to send you a pic of my uncle so you know what you will look like at 58. No, you don't. No, I don't. I don't want that. I don't want that at all. Oh, Kramer's going to be 53. Wow, that's big. 53. Hell yeah, dude. So for real, many more. No, Ari has a wish list. I know she has that. We keep saying we're going to get a P.O. box. We never get a P.O. box. We're bums. All right. We keep just saying we're like, hey, we're going to go get a P.O. box, and then we just never do it. So, yeah. We suck. We know. We'll try to be better in the next life. I know we're busy, Ari, but we're probably not that busy. We're probably not that busy. Teacher Meg wants to send us a gold star. Oh, lady actually sent me a picture of her uncle. Hold on, let's see if she's... Bro. No offense, lady, but if I better not turn 58 and dye my hair blonde. Okay? I better not turn 58 and start dyeing my hair blonde. I see the resemblance. Funny enough, he looks almost exactly like my older brother. Like, no joke. Like, almost dead on, he looks like my older brother. My older brother's 7 years older than me. Sounds like we need to reach out to Ari about the P.O. box. She just said she would go get the application tomorrow. Yeah, no, like, literally, he looks exactly like my older brother. Except for the blonde hair. I'm not gonna put it up on the screen. I'm not gonna. What is going on, dude? Sorry, I'm losing connection on my OBS. There he goes. I'm not gonna put his picture on the screen. I'm not gonna put his picture on the screen. I'm not gonna do that. She sent me the picture. She didn't send all y'all the photo. She didn't send all y'all the photo. But I see there's me and my older brother do look very similar. So you got the glass. I have been thinking about getting some of those like no bottom rim glasses like that. Oh, see, I see the picture of when he was younger. That picture where he's at the monument, I definitely see it there. 100%. We the best music. I did dye my hair one time. I did dye my hair blonde one time. That's a whole other story, which I could get into. I do have to start taking calls. My phone lines are getting busy. I do have to start taking calls. But I did dye my hair once completely blonde. I looked it looked real close to like Cisco. Like look, like it was a whole thing. Do I have a photo? No, I don't believe a photo exists, and I want to be I'm very very happy that it doesn't. Yeah. I was I was at dude, I was at church camp. Okay? I was at church camp. That dong, 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 dong. I was at church camp and with like almost all white folk. You know what I'm saying? And it was like a retreat type of thing. I don't know, it was like some week long like big concert. It was like some festival type of shit. I don't know. But they talked me into freaking dyeing my hair blonde. And yeah. So I did it. And then I bought a pink shirt there, which back then was like frowned upon. But I was like, I don't give a shit, so I bought one. And I remember this girl like starting to talk to me afterwards. Yeah, it was actually kind of funny. But yeah, I don't remember who played at that. I don't know how big you guys are into the like the super Christian rock and praise music. Okay. I don't know how big you guys are into that. All right. But if any of you guys ever heard of the David Crowder band, they were there. And yeah, that's the one of the big memories I have from there is I actually got to jam out with David Crowder because I actually played guitar and I was in a praise team back then. And I actually got to hang around for like an hour and just jam with David Crowder. Actually, super nice guy. Super, super nice guy. Like top notch dude. So yeah, that was cool. All right, you guys hear my whole story now. You guys heard my whole story now. Yeah, I jammed and played guitar and sang with David Crowder for like an hour. Yeah, that was really fun. All right. Y'all, thank you guys so much for being here. First of all, hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really appreciate you. If you guys would like to support the live, I do a super chat, super stickers, pay links in the bio. Gifting on all the platforms. We're almost halfway through these hearts gifting, so I would love to clear that off so we can maybe move on to some gift gallery stuff. That would be great. We are going to open up the phone lines. I just need to shut a door real quick. And we will get on this. So give me 10 seconds and we'll get this thing started, all right? Love y'all. All right, let's get this thing moving. Let's get this thing going. Get headphones in. That was more than 10 seconds. I apologize. I'll be better next time, okay? I'll be better next time. All right? Since I'm over here getting yelled at. Since I'm over here getting yelled at already. Oh my goodness. All right. Hello, how are you? Awesome. How old are you? Awesome. Do you still support Trump? I appreciate you, brother. All right. Yeah, I know. I'll be running next time. I'll come back all drenched in sweat. And you'll be like, everybody will come in and be like, Polly, why are you so sweaty and gross? And I'll be like, because everybody yelled at me last time I didn't get back in 10 seconds. That's what happened. Everybody yelled at me last time. All right. That was something. All right. If you still support Trump, you guys can call. Why am I getting... What is going on here? Interesting. Anyways, I guess some people are saying no caller audio. I just checked my caller audio. It's fine. I'll check it again when somebody else calls in. I just had like 8 people call in like in no time. Then all of a sudden we're just like, it's so funny how I'll have 8 callers before this thing starts. And then the second I turn on the phone lines, nobody calls in. It's so funny. It makes me laugh every single time. And it happens almost every day. Yeah, the tea kettle is from the... Yeah, so there. I'm trying to figure out what's going on over here. Someone's saying they can't hear over here. Hello? Can you guys hear it now? Because it should be coming through just... Oh, you know what? Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. Now, I know why you guys couldn't hear it. That was on me. Hello, how are you?
We are Charlie Kirk.
That was on me. Hello, how are you? Yeah, you guys can hear him on TikTok. They couldn't hear him another spot. Hello, how are you? Hello? Hello? All right, guess they're not there. Yeah, that was 100% on me. I change my sound settings when I'm recording like videos and content. TikTok wouldn't have heard a difference. YouTube, it would have been completely shut off. They would have been able to hear me, but not anybody else. So it's fine. I fixed it. I was like, man, what are you guys talking about? I can see it coming through right there. And it was just an OBS setting. So that's on me. All right, Joe, if you still support Trump, you can call in on the phone number above my head, or you can join the guest request box. Either way. And we'll keep this thing going. I really appreciate you guys. I don't know where to put this today. Yeah, that's what they do. As soon as I actually get ready to answer the phone, they disappear. Isn't that cute? Hello, how are you?
Hello, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
What you said?
I said, pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm doing pretty good. I was calling to see what is the subject about.
Yeah, awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Oh, I never supported Trump. I was calling in to ask to see if somebody can explain to me why the Trump supporters are still supporting this guy.
Well, that's what we're here to find out, sir. That's why I do this show. We're trying to find that all out.
After he put up a picture of him being Jesus, how can they still support him? And that's all I really have.
Well, first of all, he was there to heal Epstein or Jon Stewart. I'm not sure which one he was healing. It looked like Jon Stewart and Epstein had a baby, and that baby turned 60 really quickly.
Right.
But yeah,
That
it was very
actually
weird.
is losing, and I don't understand how can America still support this man. But that's all I really wanted to say, and I support you.
I
I
appreciate
like
that,
watching
man.
the
Thank you
show.
so much. Have a good one.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It is weird. I mean, me personally, you know my feelings, right? And that's Satan is Lord. Satan is Lord. But yeah, for the rest, for the the most of Americans that are Christians, I would think that would very very much offend them. You know, I would think that would be very very offended by that. So Donald Trump just this week has posted a picture of himself as Jesus. Okay. Which Corey's here. Did you see? You saw the photo, right? And Jon Stewart mentioned it like on his show last night, and I thought it before. I was kind of mad that Jon Stewart said it before I got a chance to say it, because now it feels like I'm stealing it. But even if I'm stealing it, if it's from Jon Stewart, I'm not really mad. Did you not see that freaking like the lead singer of Gwar was like floating in the sky? Like, did you not see that? Like, it was like angels and like the lead singer of Gwar. It was wild. I was like, what is that thing? What is that? That was like the first thing I noticed. I was like, what the fuck is that thing? Hello, how are you?
What's good, man? How are you?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
I'm 33.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Somewhat.
All right. Why is that?
Well, how do we distinct whether or not the war in Iran is good or bad?
You can't.
Say it again.
You can't.
So how do we how
Are you inside of a child's crib? What is that noise?
I love you, brother. I watch your stuff a lot. I actually really support you, but that's my kid in the background. Let me put it on.
Oh, it is actually is your kid. Okay, because it sounded like you were in a crib, like your parents like trying to put you to bed or something.
Nah, brother. I have $2. So this is the thing. I'm kind of like, we voted for Trump in the beginning, and now we're kind of like torn between what's going on. Not happy with everything, but we're kind of like me and my wife kind of like figuring out if we really do just support him or not. But we want to hear why the war in Iran would be good or not. And we're trying to like, focusing on life and not really caring much about, because you got life to live. You know what I'm saying? But what you're doing is cool.
I'll give you a quick breakdown. It's pretty simple.
Why?
It's pretty simple. And this will be a quick breakdown, and maybe this will make sense to you, okay? And this is just me being honest, okay? When we go into wars, This is why it's important that Congress has approval over wars, okay? It's important because then it forces the executive branch to give you the objectives of what we're going to war for. Yeah, you don't have objectives because you don't know. So you don't know like what the actual deal is, right? So it's important to go to Congress. So Congress goes, hey, we're going there to change over the regime, right? We change over the regime, and that's our goal. Or we go there and we're just going in there to bomb their freaking conventional weapons, facilities. As soon as those are destroyed, it's done. Or we're going there to get complete control over the Strait of Hormuz, and we're done, right? Any of those things, right? Then we can say, hey, we accomplished all of those things, so now it's time to leave. But now we're in the situation where there was no objectives, so we don't know when those objectives were met, and that allows people like Netanyahu to just keep bombing places, okay? Because then because there's no expectation of us leaving, right? It just becomes whatever like freaking Netanyahu says. And that's an issue. So that's why there's no outcome of this that is actually good, because there's no way of judging good.
So we realistically right now there's no way of telling, but in a real war we should know if it's good or bad. Like
right, World War II. Like World War II, we knew
we should know.
Yeah, World War II, our objective was defeat the Nazis,
kill the Nazis.
Boom, yeah, that's it. Objective, right?
And
defeat
the
Nazis.
Thing is, I'm a Jew for Jesus. I'll be honest with you. I'm a Jew for Jesus, and I'm very against what's going on over there in the Middle East because I don't believe what's going on, and I don't like Netanyahu. but I was a Trump supporter. So the reason why I'm calling it is simply just because I see what you're doing, and I hear a lot of people that just are talking nonsense about, oh, Trump's doing this. Trump, at the end of the day, he's hiding a lot of things, and it looks like he's being. I mean, it does. I know this is a very debatable thing you're doing, but it does look like he's hiding a lot of stuff and he's being controlled. So where did that switch come from? It's like why all of a sudden it went from no more wars, we're going to change everything, we're going to help people, we're going to lower taxes, all this stuff, and now all of a sudden it's all about going into war, making money for other countries. It just doesn't make sense. So Trump supporters, I think, are going to realize it, and then next election it's going to be it's going to sway the other way, and hopefully Trump can really kind of not persuade, but tell people, hey, this is what we're doing, but he hasn't done that yet. And that's why me and my wife are like, well, what the heck? Why is he doing this? So it just doesn't make sense. And
that's the thing. Like I said, like I've said this before, I can tell you what he's going to say. Like, it's simple. He's just going to say whatever we did do was our objective.
But what did we do besides just kill people?
Not much. He'll probably call opening up the Strait of Hormuz that wasn't closed before he started this as a win, I assume.
Okay, and let me ask you this, because I heard someone say, but how do we even know that there were nuclear weapons in Iran? Was there any pictures or any documentation? Was there anything in there showing that there were nuclear weapons there?
Yeah, there's a ton of intel. There's a shit ton of intel.
Okay.
And all of it showed that there wasn't one. Yeah.
There we go. That's what I'm saying. So there was no actual nuclear weapons there, but that was his reason for us going. And now, we notice it in our gas prices. We notice it in the economy changing. And there were good things in the beginning, but now it's starting to get a little bit crazy. Now, I will debate you on this, not debate you, but give you a little bit of feedback on the whole ICE situation. No one likes it. I don't think anybody really in the that's an American person that lives in the city that it's happening in likes, when trucks come by and SWAT team comes by and scares people, right? Like kids outside seeing people scooped up. But the things that are going on, what would you say that he's doing differently that other, like Biden, wouldn't do that is good? Would you say that the Somalians in Minnesota are doing things wrong, or?
Yeah, of course they are. There were 64 of them. There were 64 of them in jail, during the Biden administration.
So he put people in. He put the. See, I'm very a novice on it. I'm not really,
Yeah. So by the time Donald Trump sent anyone in, they'd been indicting people since 2022, and there was already 92 indictments, and 64 people were already in jail.
So he's basically just going through what has already been started in the DOJ.
Right. Well, it was Minnesota's DOJ that did it. It has nothing to do with the federal government. It was Minnesota's DOJ who had already gotten them, arrested them, put them in prison. Well, it was the federal courts in Minnesota. Sorry. So yeah, it was the federal courts. So yeah, the DOJ.
No, I got you. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
They're like Eastern District, Southern District, whatever.
Yeah. So they had already done the whole thing. Donald Trump, just like all the Republicans, all they do is they just find wherever the immigrants or the brown people are that are doing something, and then they blame them for it. Right.
That's
and they call it a problem. When again, the largest
headlines, you think?
Right. That's all, because they know if they blame immigrants, then that's good for Donald Trump, because Donald Trump thinks he's good on immigration. Right. But the largest case
Donald Trump did is good, though.
Hold on, sir. There's the largest case of this entire thing was in Mississippi by a bunch of white people. But Donald Trump never brings that up. That same thing that happened in Minnesota will happen in Mississippi.
It's insane.
What'd you say?
What happened in Mississippi?
Pretty much the same thing that happened in Minnesota, except for they were white people.
Well, it happens everywhere, as far as fraud goes.
Right, but it was actually even bigger in Mississippi than it was in Minnesota.
Doctors.
Yeah.
Yeah, people don't realize it. It's not just Somalians, but the videos from that kid Nick Shirley are pretty damn compelling, though. They're pretty crazy.
Yeah, he's making millions of dollars lying to people. Yep.
I bet.
Yeah.
Last thing, and I'll let you go. What do you think Kamala Harris would have done differently than Trump?
Not taking us to war, not freaking put on a bunch of tariffs that caused inflation, that slowed our ability to lower the federal interest rate. Those are the two big things. I don't know everything that she would have done, right? I don't know everything, right? I know what her agenda items are, and you never know what how agenda items play out when somebody becomes the president. So I don't know any of that, 100%. But what I do know,
of course,
what I do know is that our economy was going completely in the right direction. We were getting cuts, right, to our federal interest rate. And the only reason that the Fed stopped lowering interest rates as fast as they wanted to was because of Donald Trump's tariff and Donald Trump's war. And I know Kamala Harris wouldn't have put the tariffs on because she said she wasn't going to, and she didn't need congressional approval not to put on tariffs. Right.
No, she wouldn't have put tariffs on.
Yeah. And Kamala Harris would not have taken us to freaking war with Iran, because no other president has taken us to war with Iran, even though Bibi Netanyahu's been begging us to do that since 1991, 1990. Yeah. So I know she wouldn't have done that.
Since JFK was assassinated.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
It's really sad, man. It's a really sad picture because people really, the MAGA movement, I don't know if they're, from what I'm seeing, if there's a MAGA movement, it can't be from people that have like sophisticated minds, because it's just what's going on right now with the Epstein cases and all that stuff, like the Epstein files. It just makes you have a really bad feeling about the government, or just maybe him in general. How he's attacking people, portraying as the Lord. It just doesn't make sense. So, I mean, I was a Trump supporter at one time, and hopefully, this coming, time we have a better person. But I don't know. It's just it's a sad thing to think about, that what he's doing is not to help America, but to help another country that is.
On YT, if you guys are over there, it is kind of catch up, but I have lost connection quite a few times already on this live. It's because I was talking earlier about how it never lags, and then it was like, you know what? I'm gonna start messing up tonight. I was literally just talking about that when the live started. I'm like, yeah, I never really have problems with my connection. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, you're gonna have problems with your connection. So I'm checking my speed real quick before I move on to the next caller and see what's going on here, because I keep dropping stuff. Oh, yeah, exactly. We'll show you. We'll show you. Okay, my speed is just fine. So I don't know what the issue is. Yeah, my speed is just fine. All right. Well, that's okay. We're going to keep this thing going. I really appreciate that. Hopefully it freaking works out all right. Hopefully it's just a weird connection issue that'll just go away quickly. But hey, make sure y'all hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I appreciate you guys. If you guys like to support the live, I do a super chat, super stickers, pay links in the bio. And we're about, 2/3 of the way through our live gift goal going on over here. So if you guys like support, I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Hello, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
I'm 42.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Yes, I do.
Awesome. Why is that?
Well, it's because he's doing what he said he was going to do. He's taking care of business.
You mean like when he said he was going to lower your grocery prices and grocery prices are higher, or when he said he was going to lower your gas prices and gas prices are higher, when he said he was going to end the war between Ukraine and Russia in 24 hours and he hasn't done that, and when he said he was going to end the war between Israel and Palestine and he still hasn't done that. What actually has he said he said he was going to do mass deportation. He's deported less people than Joe Biden did in 2024. So he's definitely not doing that.
We are a much safer country now than we were with Biden.
Under which metric?
Much safer.
Under which metric?
We're much safer now, okay? We're safer now. Don't talk about Trump like that. We're safer now. Why do you have to talk like that about Trump? I don't understand.
Okay.
Why do you have to be so mean to Trump supporter? I just think can you see he's the Messiah? I mean, come on. I have to go. I'm sorry. I have to go.
Okay. Okay. Hello, how are you? Hello?
How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Well, once they get the anarchy in and starve us all to death, that's what they're shooting for, make everybody go out and riot, protest, burn everything down. then they'll suspend the Constitution and starve us all to death. They all know it's coming.
Okay.
They want to get rid of 5 billion people, so best way to do it is starve us all to death. You know that's what they're up to, right?
So awesome. So you having a good day, sir?
Yeah. They haven't starved us out yet, but they're going to. They're going to starve us all to death. They want to suspend the Constitution and put us all against each other, so we'll go out and have a heyday, blow everything up, burn it all down, and then they'll come in, suspend the Constitution, and starve us all to death. You know it's coming.
Who's going to do that?
The Illuminatis, the elitists, the billionaires, the
the lizard people.
You know, we're the outsiders. They don't care about us.
The
they don't give
lizard
a rat's
people.
ass about us.
Yeah. I do love the lizard people. They're pretty great.
They're all out to get us. They don't give a rat's ass about any of us.
I
They're going
thought
to
you were
kill
going to
us
say
all.
the aliens.
You don't understand that?
I thought you were going to say the aliens did it.
No, it's in Washington, D.C. and Austin. The people in Seattle, the people in Chicago, they hate us all. They want us all dead. They only want 250 million people on the face of the earth. What are we going to do with the other 5 billion plus of us? They want us dead.
Can I ask you
They
a
want us to all
question?
go out and kill each other and cause riots and anarchy and suspend the Constitution and then starve us all to death.
All right, sir. What year are you calling me from?
I'm calling from Texas.
Yeah, in what year?
In what year?
Yeah, it sounds like you're calling me over an AM radio from either way in the past or way in the future, and I can't tell which one.
I'm probably already dead. I just don't know it. So we're all marked.
You literally
We all
either
got an
sound
expiration
exactly
date,
like you're calling
and
me
they all want to speed it
from
up.
like an AM radio in the 20s, and like you're trying to like tell me what's going to happen in the future, or you're calling me from like, you know, the year like 23, 26 or something, and you're like warning me, and you're like, the lizard people and the Illuminati, and they're all coming to get us.
I'm already dead. Good luck. You're going to need it.
You know, those phones that travel through time that you can't stay on there. They charge you by the minute. Actually, I don't know if you know that or not, but they charge you by the minute. So you got to hurry up and get off the phone. It's actually really important. You have no idea, okay, like how much it is a minute to like call, 100 years in the future. It's especially in 1920s money. What could I have possibly gotten suspended for? Holy shit, this is just going to be a whole day. All right, y'all. Scott, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. I really appreciate this. That picture was Dr. Trump, the bone spur specialist. Yeah, absolutely. I don't even... Sorry. What is going on here? All right. Thank you so much. Scott, also thank you so much for the $20 super chat. Said, when can Trump actually be impeached after the midterm? He can be impeached anytime now. Anytime Congress decides to get off their ass, honestly. Thank you so much. Yeah, we'll get that in a short later. Hello, how are you?
It's insane.
Hello, how are you?
Pretty good.
Awesome. How old are you?
I'm just like 16 right now.
All right, man. We got to go. I got to talk to people of age. I appreciate you. Hello, how are you?
What's good, brother?
Awesome. How old are you?
I'm 43. How old are you?
I'm 39. Do you still support Trump? Kramer, thank you so much.
Who's Kramer?
Not you. So obviously I'm not talking to you. Do you still support Trump?
I do, but I mean, we all have our, what's it called, learning moments.
We have our learning moments.
Yeah, what's it called, like when a dog pisses on the floor and you correct it.
What the fuck are you talking about?
You don't get angry. You just try to correct the dog.
Okay, so you want me to
Let 'em
correct
know
you?
Absolutely.
All right. Why do you still support Trump?
So that's your correction, asking me the same question twice.
Well, I can't correct you if you don't answer the question, sir.
He has balls. I mean,
So does every president that's ever existed, because they've all been men.
No, I mean metaphorical balls.
So you're saying he doesn't have real ones?
You know what a metaphor is?
Mm-hmm.
As opposed to a simile?
Mm-hmm.
Like balls.
Like beach balls?
I just wanted to get your opinion on balls. Yeah. Thank you.
You just
for
wanted my opinion
correcting
on
me.
balls.
I mean, we all think we know, you know. I mean, sure, we can fetch the ball, but sometimes correction is in order.
What the fuck is going on, dude? What are you talking about? Is this like real life? Is this real? Like, what in the fuck is going on?
Do you run Windows or Macintosh?
Who in the fuck calls it Macintosh?
Macintosh.
All right, I'm moving on to the next caller. Bye. Hello, how are you?
Hey, what's up?
What's up? How old are you?
I'm fucking old. I'm
Cool.
52.
Does fucking old come with an age?
Yeah, I said 52.
Awesome, 52. Do you still support Trump?
Hell yeah.
That's strange. So why do you do that? Why would you do that?
Man, he's making this country great again.
And how's he doing that?
He's turning everything up on his head. He's flipping a damn chessboard. He's doing everything that every daggum lobbyist and everybody in this country has ever been afraid to ever do anything. They're kind of spooked about our allies or the people that are against us and everything. They're scared to make a damn. I mean, hey,
You do realize like the Israel lobbyists are like some of the biggest lobbyists in the United States,
the
right?
uncertainty is out there. It is out there, and I'm telling you right now, we're not none of us guaranteed tomorrow. But this guy's got our best interest in mind. And if you have children, you have grandchildren, this is what we need for a
Okay, let's challenge that, sir.
dominance.
Can you please explain to me how Donald Trump suing the U.S. taxpayer for $10 billion to put in his own pocket has the U.S. citizens in mind?
Is that factual?
Yes.
Or is it something you read off daggum CNN?
No, he talked about it. Literally talked about it on television, out of his own mouth.
The only one I ever know he ever actually sued to carry on with was people that actually was actually making up stuff or whatever, you know what I'm saying, to try to bring him down or whatever else, because I'm telling you, our whole media and everything is so sick.
And who pays that, sir?
It's scared. It's scared that even like California's even trying to
who pays for that?
Sir,
hey, hello. When Donald Trump sued the Justice Department, who pays for that?
That's our government.
And who pays our government, sir?
We the people.
Gotcha. So when he sued the people who were trying to take him down, he sued you and I, the American taxpayer.
No, that's not who he sued. He sued the people that actually
but we pay him.
So
when he sued them, he was suing them so that you and I, sir, he was suing them so you and I would have to pay him. Okay? So why is it in the American best interest for American citizens like you and I to pay Donald Trump's pocket directly?
It's not. That's not what he's doing, bro.
He is, sir, because when he sues the Justice Department, when he sues the Justice Department, okay, and then he gets to decide if the Justice Department settles or not, then he is literally suing the American people, the American taxpayers, to put American tax dollar money into his own pockets. Okay, he is literally stealing money from American citizens. I just want to know how that was in the American best interest, because I don't like being stolen from. And I sure as hell don't support people who steal from me and talk about how great they are for me.
I don't like the California stuff's going on. You know, if we could cut out all the fraud and everything, the government giving away these people.
Why are we talking about the California stuff when Donald Trump is literally stealing money from us? And you want to talk about California? Do you live in California?
California is most certainly.
Do you live in California?
So is all these
Do you live in California, sir?
Brother, are you paying attention? I'm just trying.
I'm just asking a question. Do you live in California?
What you said. I seen what you had on front of your damn page. Talking about who do you support? I support Trump. Trump is only people he's actually went after that he sued had something to do with him actually spitting stuff out about him that was not true.
And what did the Justice Department spit out about him that was not true?
Come on now. He's went after The View.
You said it like 4 times, sir.
He's went after that.
No. That's not who he sued. He sued the Justice Department.
If it has anything to do with the Justice Department, I have no idea what you're talking about. I have not come across that yet. But if it has anything to do with that, it's got something probably to do with them, the Biden administration, or even knucklehead Eric Swallow, the shit that he had going on. You know, I just actually seen on there where he was actually talking about that everybody should be held accountable, and nobody was above the law, and that includes congressmen. And when it came to,
I agree that Eric Swalwell should be held accountable. It looks like just today, a few hours ago,
he wanted that shit released and everything, but he did not want the people coming forward about what he did wrong. Listen, I'm telling you right now, the whole Democratic Party's got anything.
Hold on, sir.
About us Americans.
Hold on, sir. So I completely agree that Eric Swalwell should face whatever investigation, and I'm very happy that he dropped out from Congress and that the Democrats forced it. Hey, I'm talking, and I would like to finish my sentence if you don't mind. If you'd like to respond after that, that's fine. Okay. I am very, very proud of the freaking Democratic Party, because Eric Swalwell had four sexual assault or sexual harassment allegations, and the Democratic Party got rid of him in less than 48 hours. Less than 48 hours, they completely wiped their hands with this guy. They were like, he's fucking done. Donald Trump has 27 plus sexual assault allegations, and the Republican Party still hasn't dropped him. You see the difference, sir? You see the difference? How Eric Swalwell is a piece of shit, and the Democratic Party said, hey, you're a piece of shit, and then kicked him the fuck out, right? And when Republicans do it, you guys embrace him and make him president.
Hey, you live in California?
Not anymore.
Okay, let me tell you something about the California.
Where do you live in California?
When they had that primary.
No. Stop. I'm not listening to anything until you tell me that you live in California and tell me where.
I do not live in California.
Then if you don't live in California, then why are you trying to tell me about it? Because I have more street cred than you do.
It don't matter. I follow politics, brother.
You follow politics? You think you follow politics more than I follow politics? Our government.
I'm telling you right now, I've been on day one. I'm telling you, I could go back as far as them when the very first time they actually elected Bill Clinton as our president.
What the fuck does that have to do with California? What state was Bill Clinton from?
Because I follow our national. Man, I'm just telling you, I'm just patriotic, man. I'm telling you.
What state was Bill Clinton from?
What's going on with our government? I mean, that ain't got nothing to do with what's going on in California today. But they'll tell you right now, if you start looking at everything is like a chip. They just chip away until they finally get what they want.
Awesome. So what state was Bill Clinton from?
Say again?
What state was Bill Clinton from?
I can't understand what you're saying. What?
There's 50 states in this great United States. Bill Clinton was from one of them. Which one?
Arkansas.
Oh, okay. I just want to know if you knew, since you want to talk about Bill Clinton.
I tell you what his hometown was. Hometown was Hope.
California is doing just fine. They literally are doing great. Okay, they don't need any of your help. All right.
Yeah, because I'm telling you, I mean, most folks don't like the truth. And the truth, I'm telling you, a lot of times it's like, you know, I mean, our whole Democratic issue and everything is it's pretty sad. It's pretty sad that everybody stood up there at the late State of the Union address. Remember, Trump was trying to ask them, "Hey, y'all stand up if y'all care about the American people and their safety or everything." And not a single one of them. I did see a thing where Elizabeth Warren stood up, and if there's anybody out there, I honestly think Pocahontas.
And that was just a sad little fucking trap from a fucking pathetic old man.
Do what?
Yeah, that was just a sad little trap from a pathetic old man. If they stood up, they were wrong. If they didn't stand up, they were wrong. And he said he would do a gotcha moment like he's a fucking YouTuber.
It was a trap, but he
was trying to fuck. He has about as much presidential experience as fucking Cash Patel, sir. That is what fucking shitty YouTubers do. Okay, they go up there and they look for little gotcha moments, right? And then they try to freaking capitalize on the gotcha moment. All right. Nobody wants to see their little fucking gotcha moment. They want to see the president be the president, and literally nobody gives a shit about whether he can gotcha the fucking Democrats a few times. Okay? Nobody cares. All right? How about instead of doing all of that freaking instead of all that fucking jibber jabbing trying to make people stand up or sit down, how about instead of that, he actually, I don't know, does any of the things that he actually said he was going to do when he became president, like ending the war between Ukraine and Russia, or, doing something like lowering the gas prices or lowering the grocery prices.
I mean, hell, Rome's not built in a day.
Nope, but it sure is telling built in 5 years and 3 months either, which is how long Donald Trump has been president. And in all of those years, he hasn't done any of the things he said he was going to do.
He's trying. It's just that our last administration, I'm sure you're part of, they did such a wonderful job of screwing it up. It just takes a little while to rebuild.
And what did the Biden administration screw up?
Can I tell you some shit that he didn't screw up?
No, you can just tell me some things that he did.
Shit, I ain't got all day.
Give me your top three.
Work. I go get a hot shower and then wash my ass and go to bed. I got to hold another day to come to get out in the morning.
Cool. Give me your top three.
Man, I'm going to tell you right now, I am a trucker. And I drive a truck for a living.
That's what I assume a trucker does, sir.
Whenever
Can you name three?
The first time was great, and it was starting to get great again and everything this war, bro. But I understand it's got to have a little bit of hard times before you can actually get to the good. And these people did not need nuclear weapons. Is there anything else that these people did not need to bring to our front?
I'm still waiting for those three bad things
that constantly trying to dig hurt innocent American lives.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. I really appreciate your great rhetoric. You were supposed to be naming me three things.
Rhetoric. You got a whole fucking channel of rhetoric. What are you talking about?
Yeah, you were supposed to be telling me three things.
He got sacrificed by his own damn party because they didn't want too many damn Democrats running for the primary.
Whenever you're done reading your Fox News script, I would still like an answer to my question. Oh, he hung up. I would still like, all I wanted was an answer to my question. He said Biden destroyed everything. And I said, what did he destroy? And you said, so many things I don't have time. And I said, name three. And you hung up. So, great job. Sorry. I'm trying to talk to my wonderful agency over here. Y'all, make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much for being here. We're going to keep this thing going. Make sure you guys hit that like button. We're up over on the backup, I guess, for a second over on TikTok, just trying to figure this thing out. So thank you guys so much. Verillion, thank you so much for the $5. So that caller was definitely a YouTube short. Yeah, I think there's a few shorts that came out of this conversation already today. It's been pretty wild. Truth, thank you so much for the $10. Said caller was down below in his bunker. Oh, one dude, the one who was calling me from 1940. Yeah, he was struggling. Thank you so much, Truth. And Truth, again, thank you so much for the $50 super chat. Big, huge W's in the chat for Truth. Truth said, Paulie, I missed you all the last few days. Stomach flu had me thinking I was going to need an exorcism. These callers are making me think I'm having a fever dream. Yikes, you might be. This is actually all a dream. Actually, none of this is real. None of this is real. Thank you so much, Truth. I really, really appreciate that. Huge W's in the chat for Truth for that big old super chat. I really, really appreciate it. Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
I'm 19. My birthday was just yesterday.
Well, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Absolutely, I do.
Okay, and why is that?
Because my boy Trump, he has followed through with the words he says.
Yeah, are gas prices lower?
Were Biden's gas prices lower?
Yes.
No, they were not.
Yes, gas prices are higher now than when Biden left office. So yes.
No, I think they went down and then back up, just to where, like,
actually they went
Biden.
Up and then they went a little bit back down and then they went way up.
No. I have a question for you. How many friends do you have that don't hate you?
If they hated me, they wouldn't be my friends.
I said don't hate you.
All of them.
All of them? Can you give me a count, like, on yourself?
No, because I'm not 12.
Yeah, neither am I. It's just like...
Yeah, you are. Shut up. Oh, my goodness. Count your friends for me. I'm going to let you know, little 16-year-old or however old you are, most of the people you think are friends aren't really your friends, by the way. Okay? You'll find that out as you get older, as you grow up. After your balls drop, you'll learn that, okay? Hello, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing good, man. What's going on?
Nothing much. How old are you?
I'm about 42, almost 42.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
I do.
Awesome. Why is that?
Well, specifically only because he is following through with his promise on mass deportations.
How was deporting 600,000 people when Biden deported 685,000 in 2024 mass deportations?
Well, I don't have the specific numbers on what Trump has done.
I do. I just gave them to you.
Are you saying that? What's that?
I do. I just gave them to you.
Okay. Yeah, I appreciate you telling me that. I mean, honestly, I continue to support the efforts. So I guess keep going. It sounds like we've got some room to improve here. Is that what I'm hearing from you?
No, I'm saying that Donald Trump is spending 3 times the amount of money to deport less people than Biden did, and you're calling it a good mass deportation.
What do you think would be the right plan here then? How could we do it for cheaper?
How could we do what for cheaper?
Deport as many people as Biden.
If you want to do it for cheaper, you could do it just like every other president has done it, and not freaking build warehouses, build concentration camps, fucking, fly people out in military jets. There's about 1,000 different ways you could do it cheaper. But if you really want to do the cheapest way, it's just to not do it. Yeah.
So what do we do about the people that are already here? I mean, what is your plan? Do you want to give them just instant citizenship?
I would just give them amnesty. Allow them to gain their citizenship. For the people that have been here for a certain amount of time, who have not committed any crimes, who've done nothing like illegal, who've been working, paying taxes, doing their jobs, their kids are like American citizens and stuff. Yeah, I think that's probably the best option, because then we actually have a better idea of who's here. We're able to run background checks on all of them. So we're a lot safer because we actually are able to do that. Those people are now, subjected to U.S. labor laws more legally. So therefore they contribute to our taxes more. They contribute to our economy more. They help generate, jobs and do all the things like they already do. right? And then that allows all the rest of the people that we're not able to give mass amnesty to, then allows places like people like ICE to actually go after like dangerous criminals, freaking people who have broken the law, people who traffic people, traffic drugs, the people that do all the like really horrible things. It gives a lot more ability for ICE to actually take care of all of them.
Yeah, you make some good points. So I guess if we give all these people just citizenship and they're instantly allowed to pay taxes, which undocumented people can pay taxes at this time, right? They have trouble getting that return on the investment through services. I don't know specifically if they can get things like Social Security and things like that, but just suppose that we give all these people all those rights, amnesty, they start paying taxes. Is that going to lower the tax burden on normal, middle-class people, or are we still going to go to try and target, so-called billionaires or people making over a certain amount of money? Because there's still a big gap to make up in the tax base.
Yeah, so immigrants already are a surplus to the tax system, right? Because they, again, like you said, they put in a lot of money and they're not able to take anything out. So I think they provide something like $20 million a year just in the Social Security, and they don't get any of the Social Security out. So they're already providing an excess, right? So that's the one thing about mass amnesty. What it would do is it would allow a lot of them to be able to access social welfare programs. So it would probably, actually lower that gap. Because they'd be putting in a lot more money, but they'd also be able to access more of the money. So I don't think that that's really the driving solving thing to fixing, the fact that, that Tesla paid $0 in taxes last year and I paid way more than that. So I don't.
What kind of taxes do you mean? Because a corporation can't pay taxes. They're not a person.
Corporations can and do pay taxes. You don't have to be a person to do that.
A corporation isn't a person.
I didn't say a corporation was a person. I said a corporation should pay taxes.
United said that corporation is not a person. They can't tax a person. Everybody at that company paid taxes. Every single person at Tesla, every employee paid taxes one way or another.
All of those employees would have paid taxes regardless. If those employees worked for a small business and the small business paid taxes, okay, they still would have paid taxes, but they didn't. They worked for Tesla, and Tesla didn't pay taxes, and all those employees still pay taxes. Okay, but still, if you're a corporation who made $5.8 billion last year, and you're using it with all of that income, you're paying zero in taxes, and especially when you're paying your CEOs in things like stock options and things like that then aren't taxed by the freaking leaders and CEOs and stuff of that company, then all of that money goes completely untaxed, and then we end up in things like stagflation. So no, to go back to your question, I don't know how you pivoted off of this. You somehow asked about immigrants somehow fixing the fact that the tax burden on the middle class, and somehow you've pivoted that all the way over to you're simping for large corporations to pay less taxes. I don't understand.
Well, I'm not simping for large corporations. I think
you literally were like raising your voice, getting upset about Tesla not paying taxes.
A corporation cannot pay. What specific tax did Tesla?
Have you ever owned a business, sir?
Corporation dodge? Pardon?
Have you ever owned a business?
Yes.
You've owned a business.
Sorry?
You've owned a business.
I'm a W-2 employee and I'm self-employed.
Okay, cool.
Obviously, if you heard Dave Ramsey, he says if you don't dedicate 100% to your business, you're really not doing.
Yeah, I really don't give a shit. But what I was saying, sir, is if you've ever owned a business, businesses are subject to corporate tax rate.
Yep.
Yes, I want them to pay that.
Right, but if I'm an individual person, if I'm a small business owner, depends on the amount of money that I make, but it would just pass through my own personal income taxes until I reach a certain amount of income.
I'm not talking about that, sir. I'm talking about Tesla.
About Tesla, what tax did they dodge? Like, what would they have paid on? Because
all of the corporate tax rate. What's the corporate tax rate, sir?
I don't know. Is it somewhere in the 30s?
It's 21%. It was in 30. It was 35% before Donald Trump dropped it, but it's at 21%. Okay. I want them to pay 21%. That's all.
I truly believe that lowering tax allows companies to invest more in innovation, research, and development. That's just the way I feel.
Well, you can feel that way, but that's been proven wrong over the last 40 years, like 1,000 times by literally every time it's been done. Like, yes, trickle-down economics does not work.
I don't mean trickling down to the janitor. I don't mean that. I don't mean that you give Tesla a tax break and they're all of a sudden going to increase the pay on the guy mopping the floors. No, I don't think that's going to happen. I'm talking about their innovation and their investments in technology that benefit the greater good. We're not talking about umbrella corporation here.
Yeah, that simply does not happen. Yeah, we see that companies do that, all of that innovation, regardless before or after tax breaks, and they don't increase. When the corporate tax rate was at 35%, but like companies were innovating the exact same amount that they're innovating with the tax rate at 21%. It doesn't change because that innovation is what benefits their bottom line in the long run, and they're able to write off certain types of innovation, and that doesn't change with lowering their tax rate. Okay, they don't expand with a lower tax rate. Like you said, it doesn't trickle down to the janitor with a lower tax rate. They literally use all of that money, right, to do things like stock buybacks to enrich the friggin' CEOs and major stockholders in the company, and that's it. We've seen it across Walmart, Target, Kroger, but dude, you name the company. Like as we've seen these tax rates go through, we saw them under Reagan, we saw them under Bush, we're seeing them under Trump. They do the exact same thing every single time, and never is it investing into innovation. Because these companies are already freaking Fortune 500 top multi-billion-dollar companies. If they wanted to innovate, they could already do that with the finances that they already have.
So you mentioned stock buybacks and saying the CEO is the largest stockholder, at least for Tesla, right? It's Elon Musk. But you do understand what would happen if he just liquidated all of that stock just at one time, right? I mean, there would be just economic turmoil and serious collapse. Anyways, I don't think that you can tax unrealized gains. It's not right.
We haven't even gotten to taxing unrealized gains. We're just talking about taxing realized gains right now. And you're fighting me on that.
You have to pay either short-term or long-term capital gains taxes. If anybody sells
they
stock,
had $5.8 billion in realized gains and paid $0 on it. That wasn't unrealized gains. It was realized gains. They paid $0 of it, then turned it into stock income for their CEOs. Then it became unrealized gains. So then it wasn't taxed. So it wasn't taxed twice.
Did anybody else get paid out on that, right? And let me just say that when you say stockholders, you paint that with a really wide brush. Literally anybody who has any kind of 401k or retirement plan or any kind of stock anywhere is a stockholder or a shareholder.
That's why I said major stockholders. I literally said major to exclude those people. I literally said the words to make sure that was excluded.
All right, we've gotten really far off from the immigrant talk, and I just wanted to
say I don't know why you did it.
I'm not a genius, but I'm also not Jim Bob the truck driver. I'm somewhere right in the middle, which I hope you're getting some shorts from this conversation as well, man.
From yours, no, because this is just this is just your everyday run of the mill simping for billionaires. Like I don't like this is your
snark, because I'm not.
This isn't snark, sir. This is just honesty. Like this is just what it is. You are literally, while you have to pay taxes, right? So you're talking about being an employed. You said you're a W-2 worker, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you're a sole proprietor, correct?
Yep.
While you're having to pay all taxes on all of that money, right? And I know that because I've been in your exact position, all right? Where you have to pay taxes on all of that money. And yes, you can use your business to write off things and all sorts of stuff. You do have about a 21, 22%, you're probably falling under a 22% tax rate, depending on how much you're making, right?
Yep, 22%. You got it.
So you have to pay a 22% tax rate. And if you fuck that up, you're going to get audited and you're going to have to pay all of that money back. Plus you're going to get fined, right? And and at the same time, you're saying, oh, well, I think that's okay applying to me, but it should not apply to multi-billion-dollar companies. The only argument that I'm making is that same thing that you have to apply, that applies to you as a W-2 worker and a sole proprietor, should apply to major billion-dollar companies also. And that we should close the loopholes to make sure that happens. That's all I'm saying.
I get what you're saying, but corporations cannot be taxed. People can. That's the law. That's the way it was settled in Citizens United. That's just the way it is.
Well, that should be overturned too.
You got to live with it.
No, we don't. Citizens United came out in what year? 1990 or something like that?
I don't know specifically. No, I don't know. But I know that the ruling was that a corporation is not a person.
Citizens United came out in like 1990, I think. Right?
Okay.
Is it 2005? Why am I tripping? What came out in 2005? I'm confusing that with
close.
another one.
I was close.
2005. What came out in 1990? Sorry, I'm confusing that with something else.
All good.
I'm confusing it with the media one. Shit. Anyways, 2005. Yeah, that's the first thing that needs to get done. If something got put in like 20 years ago, you don't tell me that I have to live with it.
Well, you have. It's not changed, and it's not going to.
It will. We just have to make it happen.
Well, I mean, a lot more people are happy with it than not. So, I mean, I don't know.
Really? Who? Fairness doctrine. That's what I was thinking of. Thank you, whoever said that. I was thinking of the fairness doctrine. My bad. That wasn't 1990 also.
Is that truth in advertising or something like that? I don't know.
Anyway, truth in media, but regardless, yeah, no, I don't have to live with that at all. All that, like, literally, I bet you, like, vote in a fucking like a progressive, someone like me, progressive Democrat with just a sprinkle of democratic socialism, right? Just a progressive with just a sprinkle of democratic socialism. Put me in, and it'll and a Congress that actually, that actually has a backbone, and that shit'll be gone so fast you won't even fucking think of it.
Look, I mean, I'm willing to give you a chance, but you need to be surrounded by incredibly intelligent people, because running a YouTube channel is not going to cut it. I mean, we don't need any more celebrity politicians. Look at Trump.
Do you think I'm a celebrity, bro?
I mean, yeah, you're a YouTuber. That's fine.
Wow, that's the best compliment I've gotten in a while. W's this guy calling Paulie a celebrity. That's great.
Listen, it's not going to change because we vote for the people that we want to push our agendas, and Trump was voted in not once, but twice. He won the popular and the electoral this time around. Okay, you can say, oh, well,
that had nothing to do with agenda.
Turn out to vote. People didn't turn out. Well,
that had nothing to do with agenda.
People did turn out, voted for him.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Donald Trump has beaten the only two women who have ever ran on a major party ticket. And those are the only two people he ever beat. They literally put in a mediocre fucking old white man in Biden, and he beat him. The only people Trump was able to beat were the only two women who have ever run on a major party ticket in the United States. Because the United States would rather have an incredibly dumb fucking white man, all right, than a woman. That's it. It's that simple. It has nothing to do with policy. He didn't have a fucking agenda. He literally had nothing. He yelled a bunch of stuff that didn't even make sense. It had no basis in politics and had no ability to help a single American in the United States. He yelled things like drill baby drill, which doesn't even fucking make sense. Okay? He's been supposed to replace the ACA since his first fucking presidency. He ran us into his recession in the first presidency and mishandled the fuck out of COVID. Now he's put us into war. Okay, he hasn't lowered your gas prices. He hasn't lowered your grocery price. He hasn't done any of the things that he said he was going to fucking do. Okay, all he's done is shut down legal migration at ports of entry in the United States and called it a fucking win because his encounter numbers went down. He's done fucking nothing. Okay, he didn't fucking build a wall from fucking that stretched all the way across the southern border. He didn't get Mexico to pay for it. He didn't lock her up. He didn't fucking get us a new healthcare plan. He literally hasn't done a motherfucking thing. He literally has a Republican House, a Republican Senate, right? And an executive branch, right? That is Republican, that is him, and a conservative Supreme Court. And he's passed less than 24 bills, all right, in this entire 15 months that he's been president. Most presidents accomplish more than that in their first 100 days, including Joe Biden. Including him in his first term, including freaking Obama in each of his 2 terms, okay? He's done nothing with everything, okay? He hasn't done anything, sir. People did not vote for Donald Trump because he could legislate. They voted for him because because he fucking had a dick. That was about it.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I guess the United States not ready for a female president. Can't say that I wouldn't vote for one. I definitely would, but I didn't see that in that old white woman, Hillary. And yeah, a lot of the things that Trump ran on, unfortunately, are just sound bites and just, political grandstanding. It doesn't make any sense. But going back to your comment about him shutting down legal points of immigration, I don't agree that we had for the past 4 years under Biden any sort of structure when it comes to immigration, because, and you said this way back, you said there were a lot of unaccounted for, undocumented, unknown people in this country that you want to give amnesty to. You're alluding to the fact that, yeah, under Biden, people just flowed over the border. It was catch and release. They signed up for this app. We told them that they should come back for a court date, and they didn't come back for a court date, and we just really lowered the bar for entry for all kinds of people for basically any reason they could think of.
That is so untrue and so not accurate.
What can I please? I'm almost done. Okay, let me.
Well, I'm just saying, when you say like 4 lies in a row, it makes it really hard for me to not stop you before you move on.
Okay, hold on. What is wrong about that? Okay.
Well, with you saying 4 lies in a row, what's wrong with you saying 4 lies in a row? My brain can't keep up.
If you cross the border legally, it's a crime. Just admit that. Go back.
Of course it is. It's a Class C misdemeanor. It's about the same level as jaywalking.
Oh, so it's still a crime. And if you want to,
cool. Are we building fucking detention centers where people aren't fed and not given due process for jaywalking?
No, we're not.
Okay, why not?
But let's be honest. How often are you seeing people thrown in jail or even bothered for that?
Correct, sir. That's my point. But it's still a crime, sir. But it's still a crime. But it's still a crime. Why are we not prosecuting more? It's still a crime. That's what you just said. It's still a crime.
Lock them up.
Yeah, fucking lock them up, sir. The CBP app, CBP1 app, sir. The CBP1 app. First of all, was made under the Donald Trump's administration in the first term. Second of all, it was only for asylum seekers, and they are legal migrants. They're not undocumented migrants. Third of all, yes, because they are legal migrants, they were given court dates. Because all legal migrants that are immigrating in the United States legally are all given court dates, because that's how you gain citizenship or legal residency in the United States, is through a fucking court date. And over 95% of them showed up.
How many, and 5% that didn't show up, how many hundreds of thousands do you think that is? Is it anywhere near 600,000 or whatever number that, Trump has deported, or are we still nowhere close to that number?
Yeah, maybe.
We're talking about multiple millions of people. Okay, so just get rid of them. Let's meet somewhere in the middle. Get rid of them. Get them out of the country.
Why?
Let them come back to the border. Start over.
Why?
Done?
What benefit does that get me as an American citizen? When we are literally paying, like literally, I think it's like something like, I think it's like 40-50 million dollars a day to house these people. 17 to $25,000 like a person to deport them. What benefit am I getting out of all of this for my tax dollars?
I would argue a less strain on overall a bunch of resources, and I'll just name a couple. Uninsured hospital visits for one. Let's see, seats in schools that are already understaffed and overpopulated. Housing for lower income people. A lot of cities just handed out cash, months of free rent.
Incorrect.
Transit vouchers, laptops,
Lies.
Things to people to get them started. And it was found, at least in Denver, because I think you're in Colorado. I noticed from your area code. I'm going to guess. But anyways, in Colorado and Denver specifically, they gave all those things to these people. And the majority of them ended up having to be evicted because after the free rent ran out, they didn't do anything. They didn't get a job. They didn't pay rent.
Yeah, like all of that is not true. The most amount of money that anybody was given for any type of food was, I think, $12.50 a day per person in New York City. Which I don't know if you've ever been in New York City, but that's not even enough to fucking survive and fucking eat. They were given temporary housing because they were bussed there by people like Ron DeSantis and people like fucking Greg Abbott, and they were bussed there in the middle of winter. And the other option from that was let them fucking freeze to death. Okay, which I don't think is a valid option for fucking human beings in the richest country on the fucking planet, is to let them freeze to death. Okay, so yes, they were given temporary housing, just like all migrants for all of history in the United States that we've had migration. We've had temporary housing for migrants, so that's not a fucking big deal. So I don't know what you're talking about as if this is some like huge thing that you're talking about. Nobody was given like all these crazy things that you're fucking talking about. And let's be also very clear that all of the people that you're talking about are legal migrants. Okay. They are legal under 8 U.S. Code 1158. Okay, none of these people that you're talking about, none of the people in Denver, none of the people in New York, none of the people in Chicago, none of the people in any of these places, okay, are undocumented immigrants. They're all documented. So they're not the people that Donald Trump is going after, not to mention those asylum seekers that didn't show up under the Biden administration. Most of them haven't even had their court date yet. Okay, because it takes about 5 years to get your court date from that time. And we were still under Title 42. We're just getting out of Title 42 about 5 years ago. Okay, so all those people under the Biden administration that were given court dates, 99% of them haven't even had their court date yet to miss it to get deported. Okay, those people would have been the people that came in under the Trump administration in his first term. All right. So, yeah, that's fine, sir. If Donald Trump wants to deport people that friggin' miss their court dates, I'm pretty sure that's already been happening. I'm pretty sure the second that you miss your court date and you don't show up, you're issued a deportation order by the immigration courts. That's standard, but that was standard well before the Trump administration came in. And they were issued deportation orders, and if they were caught or they were found, they were deported. All right? Actually, before Trump came in, if you were actually stopped by law enforcement and actually like arrested for doing like a crime like speeding or anything like that, and you were actually put in custody and they held you until ICE showed up so they could take you, and then everything was peaceful, and then they just deported you. They didn't build concentration camps or put you in these fucking horrible facilities where people aren't getting food or getting, potable water or anything like that. They were just deported, which is what the law says, because they were given due process. The court gave a deportation order. ICE executed on that order, and somebody was deported. They were given due process. They weren't treated inhumanely. All that, like all those things exist. All right. The Trump administration is just trying to do things horribly to people. They're trying to do things inhumanely. Right. They sent over 3,800 children into these concentration camps, which is what they are, because they fit the direct definition of what a concentration camp is. But if we want to go
really offensive.
You can call it offensive all you want. The word concentration camp has the word concentration camp has a definition. If you don't like that definition, then take it up with the definition of the word. But the definition of concentration camp 100% fits what's going on here. And if you don't believe me, I can fucking pull it up whenever you like. Don't let your emotions get in between what a definition of a word. No, you are. You're getting emotional right now. You're getting emotional about a word. You're getting emotional about a word because you have a feeling about that word, even though that word directly fits what's going on. Okay.
You're using that word to push a narrative that is.
What's the definition of concentration camp? That word. What's the definition of concentration camp? I'm trying not to go here. Okay. But what's the definition? I was trying to actually finish my statement and have a conversation, but you can't let your fucking emotions stop you from freaking speaking on this. So what's the definition of a concentration camp?
I don't have the definition. I'm sitting on my
phone. If you don't have a definition of it, then how are you telling me I'm wrong?
You're in front of a computer.
If you don't know the definition, then how are you telling me I'm wrong?
Please.
If you don't know the definition, then how are you telling me I'm wrong?
Let me finish. There's the paper, the written definition of something, and then there's the truth, the physical embodiment of it. Okay, people are not being loaded up into trains and being sent to gas chambers or being starved to death while they work chopping stones. There's not giant walls in ghettos where people are just housed. People aren't being fucking gassed, and it's really offensive.
Cool. Okay? None of those things are required for a concentration camp. None of them. You're thinking of freaking German death camps, but the United States has put people in concentration camps before. They did it for Japanese U.S. citizens during World War II, and those people weren't starved. Those people weren't gassed. Those people weren't any of those things, and you just agreed right now that they were in a concentration camp. They weren't put on trains. They weren't put in ghettos. None of the things that you just said have to be there for a concentration camp are there, but you just agreed. I heard you say yes when I said that Japanese people were put in concentration camps in the United States, and you just agreed an internment camp is a type of concentration camp. So is a death camp. So is a work camp. Those are all types of concentration camps, but I'm not claiming that any, I'm talking. But I'm not claiming that they have built any of those type of things, because the definition of a concentration camp is a guarded facility for mass detention of civilians, such as political opponents, ethnic or religious minorities, and refugees without trial or standard legal process. Okay. Unlike standard prisons, they hold individuals which hold individuals convicted of a specific crime. Concentration camps typically incarcerate people based on who they are or their perceived threat. Okay, That is exactly what we're doing in places like Alligator, Alcatraz. That is exactly what we're doing in places like Dilley, Texas. Okay. And when history looks back at this, they're going to call it a concentration camp. Okay. And you're going to be the person that was up defending concentration camps.
If you don't win, you will not write that history. You're not going to write that history. Okay. Winners write history. And you don't control anything right now. So I just really hope, and I'm not going to pray because I'm an atheist. I'm just going to really hope that you have your chance to, as you say, set things straight, rewrite this agenda, rewrite history.
It's not a rewrite. This is an accurate writing.
Maybe round up all these conservatives, and we'll have a Hague 2.0, Nuremberg trials. As everybody says online, I'll continue shooting for things that are never going to happen for 1200, Ken. But that's just the way it is, man. Do you have anything else you want to talk about, or do you think we've talked about enough?
Oh, I have tons to talk about, but you obviously are not allowing yourself to have a conversation about anything. You're just using your fucking emotions, because the only time that you've ever heard of a concentration camp is during World War II, where I have tons of other examples of freaking concentration camps that have existed throughout history. Okay. Because I understand what a concentration camp is. You don't. You're trying to think with your emotion, and I'm trying to think with facts, evidence, and data. Okay, and that's all it is, sir. I wasn't trying to make a big deal about the concentration camp part. I was actually trying to ignore it. I said it was a concentration camp, but I said I was going to call it a detention center for your benefit. Okay? For your benefit. No, I'm talking. I'm muting you now, because I was trying to do it for your benefit, and you couldn't allow us to have an intellectual conversation, okay, without getting so emotional over a word I used perfectly. Okay? Over a word I used to the exact definition of the fucking word. Okay? That's it. All right? If you don't like, okay, the fact that that concentration camps are used, then maybe you shouldn't support the guy who's building them. Okay? Maybe you should pull out a dictionary, and then while you're at it, pull out a history book. Okay? And look at all the times that concentration camps have been used throughout the history of the United States. Or throughout the history of the world, especially, and including in the United States, right? And then when you do that, all right, look at who's considered the good guy and who's considered the bad guy, right, in those history books. Because let's also remember, you said it depends on who wins gets to write the history books. We won World War II, okay? We won World War II, yet you're still very familiar, okay, with Japanese concentration camps, with Japanese internment camps. You're still familiar with all of the horrific things that we did in the United States, even though we won. Okay. And while Donald Trump has tried very, very hard to erase Black history, to erase the freaking history of slavery, to erase most of the things in the United States, okay, that he doesn't disagree with, or that he disagrees with, or that white America has disagreed with, okay, this isn't fucking World War II, and this isn't World War I. We have things like the internet now, and everybody's carrying a fucking phone in their pockets. Everybody is literally carrying a smart computer in their pockets with freaking a 4K camera. Okay, they're not going to be able to rewrite this shit, okay, because we all know what was going on, and we're all documenting it in real fucking time. All right, so no, this will not be a history rewrite. Okay, I'm sorry to let you know that.
Please digress. Okay, listen, I've been told by very reputable, credible sources that Donald Trump has a couple favorite African American friends over there.
Oh, and the tokenization. Pretty standard racist move.
Yeah, we were at war with Japan.
You want a dog whistle while you're at it, sir? Are you going to tell me you can't be racist because you have a black friend?
No, I'm saying you don't remember during Trump's first campaign. He said, "Look at my African American friend over there" at one of his campaign rallies. Anyway,
Yep.
it's a soundbite. Look it up. It's freaking hilarious.
Yeah, it is not hilarious.
Okay, you seem to get offended by everything, and you keep going back to my.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'll find racism more less offensive, like you. I apologize, Mr. White Man. I'm sorry. Thanks for letting me know that I get too offended by racism.
No, it's not.
Did you just hear this shit? This white guy just told me that I get too offended by racism. That's literally what just happened on this fucking live. That literally just happened.
It's not.
Holy shit, dude.
It's not a problem. I will move past it. It's okay. I'm not offended.
Oh, you're gonna move past you saying that I should get less offended about racism? I'm glad you can move past it, sir.
Listen, you're sitting right in front of a computer. Take 5 seconds and Google, look at my African American friend over there. You'll see something from like 2017 or something when he's pointing. I'm literally just saying, look at that, buddy. That's literally all I'm saying.
I've been doing this for 2 to 3 hours a day, like 5 days a week for like over 2 years. You think I haven't seen every single fucking clip of Donald Trump saying? You think I don't know what you're talking about? You think that's the issue? You think the issue is that I don't know what you're talking about? Sir, I know exactly what you're talking about, okay? And I'm telling you it's fucking racist.
Chat, roast this guy. 30 seconds ago, he said he doesn't know what I'm referring to.
I literally never said that.
Okay. Yes, you did, buddy. But anyway,
hey, chat, roast this guy because he's a literal fucking moron, racist tokenizer.
You're getting ratioed. I just quickly peeked at the live. You're getting ratioed right now. So I don't know what you expect, but like,
I'm literally looking at it. No, he did not. Guessed you're wrong. He never said that. He did not say that. Never heard Paulie say that. Caller is pathetic. Paulie, you were screwed up. Paulie is right. Awesome job, host. Guest is long gone. What? Exactly. This caller thinks it's his show. Caller is racist. Caller is gaslighting. Guest is failing. No, he didn't. Crackers are the worst. Caller is a joke. No, he didn't. He corrected you for saying it's funny. Trump said, where's my African Americans? Correction on what he said. Caller, you can't remember what you just said. No, Paulie didn't. Caller, go read something. Awesome job, host. Paulie did not say that. Guest is lost. Paulie is right. Guest is typical. Guest is cooked. Guest needs facts over feelings. Go chat. Guest is racist as fuck. Caller, learn to fucking read. I just got here and I believe Paulie. LMA period chat. TDS. Caller is lame. L guest. Okay, that was just one chat. You want me to go to another one? Here's another chat. Guest is wrong. Caller is stupid. Dumb caller. Paulie is a smart guy and the caller is dumb. Facts are hard for MAGA. We can move over to the other one. I love the black. So that was another great one from Donald Trump. Do better, caller. Paulie never said that. Q Outcast Hey Ya Slumcore remix.
Paulie.
He makes a simple racist joke, can't even own up to it. Okay, we done. Literally listening to America's problem. That's a great chat. Go learn history, caller. Loser, caller. I'm giving freedom to everyone because your motherfucking cuss your motherfucking ass off for at least 5 minutes. Oh, that's one of my mods. Caller is delusional. Caller is hateful and doesn't know who he is. MAGA is a cult member.
Paulie. May I now? I'm gonna call out some of these.
Sorry, I thought I was getting cooked in my chat, sir. I thought I was getting cooked in my chat. That's crazy, man. I got so cooked. I got so cooked, man. I'm done, man. I got so cooked.
Wait, are you done? You're done talking to me now? I mean, if you want me to hang up, I will. Tell me to hang up, and I will.
Hang up.
We're done? Okay. Good talking to you, though, Paulie. Appreciate it, man.
Bye. Yo, make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much. Oh my goodness. If you guys like support the live, I do have super chats, super stickers. I also have, don't even worry about gifting on this channel. If you guys like support, I do have pay links in the bio. Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. I got taken down freaking on my main on my TikTok for literally some caller talking about lizard people. It is the craziest thing what they take you down for. It is absolutely nuts. Absolutely crazy. All right, y'all. Someone sing a song. Hold on. Who do I have in my chat here? Do I have anyone fun in my chat? Do I have any creators in here? I don't even know if I have any creators in here. We're about to move on to the next caller and keep this thing going. I'll bring someone up and just sing a song. Guys, I got to go to the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back. Give me like 15 seconds. All right, sorry about that, y'all. Man, my eyeballs were floating. Holy crap. My eyeballs were floating. I washed my hands. I even brought the towel in with me. What are you talking about? Dude, I freaking combat pee, bro. I don't need a long time. All right? I don't need but a second. We're going to keep this thing going. Yeah, make sure you guys are supporting the live, donating to the live. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Make sure you guys hit that like button too. Hello, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
I'm 24.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Yes, I support the President of the United States of America. I do.
Awesome. Why is that?
I think he's doing a great job taking out illegal aliens who have committed crimes. He's doing a great job bringing down truflation, which was below 2% for a substantial amount of time. Gas was at its lowest prices of the past 5 years, of course, before the pre-Iran conflict. I understand that.
For how many months? Like 3 months? October was the first month of last year that he freaking had lower gas prices than when he took office. So he had it for October, November, December, and then February he starts a war. So we're giving him credit for 3 months of lower gas prices?
We're giving him credit for lowering it after 5 years of it being at an all-time high, yes.
What are you talking about, sir? It was literally lower than freaking January through September when Biden left off. What was the average gas price when Biden took office? It was like what, barely three something? Not even three something?
Didn't it spike in 2020 or
Well, it actually spiked in like 2021, really, I believe.
That's right, 21.
Yeah, but why was that?
Let me ask you a question. Do you
No, but why was that? I just asked you one. I just asked you a question, though.
But let me ask you a question. Do you think birthright citizenship should
No, we're not switching to immigration. I'm talking to you about gas. Why was gas prices so high in 2021?
So do you think birthright citizenship...
Sir, we can move to immigration all you want, but we're talking about gas right now, and I don't like when people pivot on my live, okay? I really get annoyed when people try to pivot on my live, okay? I have no problem talking about birthright citizenship. That doesn't faze me. Like, truthfully, I actually would love to talk about it. I think it's a great thing to talk about. But what we're not going to do is pivot. Okay, we are going to talk about gas prices for a second first, and then we can move on to birthright citizenship. Sound good?
Sure, yeah, let's do it. Go ahead.
All right, awesome. Why were gas prices so high back then?
What year? What time frame?
We were talking about 2021. We literally just agreed on a year. Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I said we're talking about 2021. Okay. We just agreed on a year. Sir, are you there? Hello? I think he's running away. I think that's what's going on right now. I literally can't hear him. Hello? No, I don't want to drop him. I want to talk about this and birthright citizenship.
Hello?
There you are.
There you are. Okay, sorry about that. I have connection signal. That's my bad. Go ahead.
All right, awesome. So why were gas prices so high in like 2021?
I don't know. Educate me, please.
Yeah. So have you ever heard of the OPEC Plus deal?
No. Educate me, please.
Gladly. So in 2020, when we were all shut down for COVID, you remember that, right? How old did you say you were again? I'm sorry. I apologize. I forgot.
I'm 24. Yeah,
you're 24, so you are a bit younger than me. So maybe you don't remember that as much as the rest of us. I'm 39, so I remember it a little bit better. But back then, nobody was going to work. No, like people weren't building things in factories. People weren't going on cruises. People weren't flying anywhere, right? Most countries were shut down and had their borders shut, so you couldn't really fly anywhere anyway, right? And so what happened was we ended up with an incredibly high surplus of oil, right? And so big oil was losing their money. Gas got down to like freaking $1. It was so cheap. Gas was like incredibly cheap. But because gas was so cheap, the oil companies were like losing their ass. They weren't making any money. So they went to Donald Trump and they said, hey, we need to find a way to reduce the amount of oil in the supply system. Because if we don't, we're just going to have all this surplus oil, because we literally had just like ships just waiting off the shore to unload because there was nowhere for them to unload the amount of oil, right? So what Donald Trump did is he went to the OPEC plus countries and he asked them to make a deal with them where they would reduce the amount of oil going that was produced across the entire world. All right. And that deal expired in April of 2022. All right. And they all agreed to it, which actually decreased the amount of oil that was produced across the world by almost 10 million barrels a day. So when that happened, we had a huge reduction of oil. And then all of a sudden, after COVID, the country opened back up. So did the world. The whole world opened back up. Factories opened back up. People started buying things. People started traveling. People were tired of being stuck in their houses. People were doing all the things that normal people do, except for they were doing it even crazier and even higher. So therefore, the demand of oil went through the roof, but we had a lowered supply into 2022. So therefore, gas prices went up. So literally the entire reason that we had super high gas prices in 2021 and through like April of 2022 was because of a deal that Donald Trump not only made, but brags about. Not to mention in 2022, we had another significant event that happened that kept gas prices higher, which was the Russian invasion of Ukraine, which also reduced the amount of oil that was going across the world because there were sanctions put on places like Russia in order to reduce their ability to attack Ukraine. And that again caused the gas prices to rise. But let me be very clear that none of those things were Biden's fault. As opposed to the freaking the thing that's going on right now, which is the reason why oil prices are going up, which is the reason why gas prices are going up, sir, because the reason why gas prices are going up is because of the Iran war. And literally no one besides Donald Trump and Bibi Netanyahu are responsible for the reason why your gas prices are going up in the world, because they're the ones who started the war.
Under Biden's presidency, but the moment you say, oh, it was in 2022 when Russia invaded Ukraine, why the fuck did they do that? Guess why? Because they had the balls to do it then, because fucking dildo Biden was in office, buddy. Okay, so let's make that clear, but then you're going to say, oh, well, it wasn't Biden's fault. No, it was Trump's fault because he did this and that. All right, if we're going to have a discussion, let's agree to disagree, because that's the first thing, all right? We can talk about gas all night. I mean, look, it spiked and went up. It started to come down, of course, went back up now. That was my point, right? I didn't say that A, B, and Z didn't happen. I said that it started to come down thanks to Trump, right? So we can move on from that.
Okay, then what did Donald Trump do to lower it? Then what did Donald Trump do to lower it?
So what did he do to make it go up? Tell me.
The OPEC plus deal, I already did. So what did he do to make it come down?
No, I'm asking you right now. What did he do to make it go up right now? What did he actually do?
Oh, nothing. Oh, I mean, in the Iran war? You're talking about right now? The Iran war. Yeah.
So
I thought you meant prior to that. Sorry.
Because of the Iran war, that our gas prices went up. Like, if you're that ignorant to think that, then you know nothing about business and policy. So the reason gas prices are more expensive right now is because the fucking companies that sell to us tell us that it is, buddy. We have more oil than any other fucking country in the world. The conflict in Iran has nothing to do with our gas prices. I'm just educating you on that, okay? So if you're that ignorant to think that that is why, that's pretty foolishness. Exxon, Chevron, Shell, they're all recording record fucking profits right now. Why is that? Because they just increased gas prices. They have no issue. They don't fucking go through.
Who sets the price of oil per barrel in the world?
Yeah, I mean, the price of oil went up, but is the supply actually shrinking? No, it takes months and months and months, up to 6 months to actually see a shrinkage of oil. Yes or no? Right.
To actually see a shrinkage of oil, actually the price of oil is much more directed on the flow and not the quantity.
Gotcha. So we can agree to disagree.
We're not agreeing to disagree. That was a statement of fact. That wasn't an agree to disagree thing. Agree to disagree applies to opinions, and none of what I just said was an opinion.
Oh, okay. So
yeah, I was informing you. Okay, I was informing you. I was informing you. Wow, you're a spicy little child, aren't you, sir? You're a spicy little child. I understand that, but I'm not yelling and screaming over you. I'm just trying to finish my statements, and you are getting very, very emotional. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn down your volume a little bit because I really don't have the patience to hear a child scream in my ears at this moment. Okay, so whenever you decide to grow up, I'll turn your volume back down so that we can have a conversation. Okay, but outside of that,
Is this what you do to your
all right.
callers? So this is
Oh,
what
you're
you do to your
crying
callers.
again. I'm going to turn you down further. All right.
No one's
See,
crying.
your ability to act like a mature
talk
adult
over
really
them, and then you
decides
lower
your
your voice. So
volume
how are
on
we
this
gonna have a
live, right?
discussion if
The
I have
more
no
like a
input?
mature
So
adult
how are
you
we gonna
are,
have a
the
discussion if I
higher
have no
you get
input?
to, the louder
How are
you
we
get to
gonna have
speak
a
on my live,
discussion if I
and the
have no
more you get
input? That makes
platformed,
no
and the
sense.
more you act like a
So the
child,
more
the
you
lower
talk
your
and talk
volume
and
gets,
talk,
because
then
then
you're
I can just
actually,
talk
you know,
whenever I
you're
want to, and I don't have to
exactly,
worry
yeah,
about that. You
exactly.
see how
You
it
don't like
works?
what I'm saying.
Okay.
You don't
Well,
like what
anyways, like I was
so you're
saying, the
gonna lower
flow
the
of oil
volume.
is much more important to the
Exactly.
actual price of oil
Exactly. So
than the
exactly.
amount
So
of
what you
freaking
do is you
the
don't
amount
let
of oil
anybody
actually
talk.
in
You just
quantity.
talk over them.
Not to
You already
mention
know
that
that.
we don't have the ability to refine all of the oil that we actually have in the United States, right? And so we actually rely on a lot of other outside countries to do that. And yes, while the United States creates a lot more oil and is the number one producer of oil in both 2024, excuse me, in both 2024 and 2025. Okay, while that is correct, when the quantity and the flow of oil across the planet decreases, that still means that the price of oil still goes up because we live in a global market, not just a United States market, right? So it all still ties in with each other, but it doesn't really change, okay, just because we produce all this oil. Now we're less affected, right? When you have countries like Australia, you have countries in Europe that are more affected, but of course we are still going to be affected because, again, oil works on a global economy.
Can I talk now?
Yeah, see, sir, in kindergarten, we learned that when somebody's done talking, that's when it's your turn to talk. I'm sorry that you failed out.
So whenever I was talking, you would just start talking over me. So why are you being biased?
I'm so sorry that the middle of my sentence cut off the beginning of yours.
I'm talking again right now, but you're talking over me. See, so how is this going to be a conversation when I talk? Okay, so let's just forget all that. It's pointless. So do you want to transition to birthright citizenship?
Nope, I'm actually real cool right where I'm at.
Okay, that's what I thought. So now you're intimidated and you're backing yourself in a corner and you don't want to continue the conversation because you're actually talking with someone who has a 2 cents about things in life, not just these fucking retarded kids who are calling you talking nonsense. So whenever you're ready to actually have a real conversation with facts, like you just mentioned, facts,
I'm going to
science,
go ahead and turn
right?
you back down again. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and turn you back down again.
Can men get pregnant?
Anyways, man, yeah, I know they're really good at like the slur and run. That's like their favorite thing to do. They do like a little slur and run.
Okay, what do you want to talk about?
So I just spent way too much time making like, schooling this guy on fucking oil and how oil prices work across the world for him to try to pivot the conversation to something that he's smarter on, because he's obviously not very smart on this, actually quite dumb. Yeah, I understand. But if I will make a concession, right? If he just goes, if he just says like, I'm too stupid on this conversation and I want to move on to something else because I'm too dumb, then I'll allow him to continue the conversation. Sound good? We'll do that.
So, I mean, you can insult me. That's fine. That doesn't change anything. But I mean, if you want to have a conversation, let me know. So what do you want to talk about? You tell me. The balls.
Gas. That's exactly what I've been talking about this whole time. Yeah.
Anything but gas. Anything but gas.
Yeah, that's fine, sir. We can talk about something else besides gas. We can talk about something else besides gas. All you have to say is, I want to move to another topic because I'm too dumb on this one. And once you say that, I'll be more than happy to move on to the next one.
I'm not going to lower down to your level, but what I'll say is, you asked me when I called you, why do I support Trump, right? So I told you.
Yeah, I'm not interested in any of this. As soon as you say the words, I'm too dumb on gas, and I would like to move on to a different topic, then I will move on to a different topic. Until then, I'm not going to move on, okay?
I've been asking you to move on for a while now.
Yeah, as soon as you say those words, I'll be happy to move on.
Okay, you want to talk about birthright citizenship?
Not until you say the magic words.
So my friend, do you believe that?
Nope, and you're muted again. Check that out. All right, sir. Well, I will give you one more chance, okay? Because I just really don't like pivoters, okay? That's all it is. I don't like pivoters. I like people, okay, that have bringing up conversation. How about this? I'll give you an out, all right? I'll give you an out. Instead of saying all that crazy stuff that I said before, all you have to do is say, I concede.
Let me know when you're ready to discuss something else. You're just
you say that as soon as you say the words, I concede.
You're stalling. We can move on to something else.
I'm going to move on to another guess if you don't say I concede in the next 3 seconds.
So I have great points about birthright citizenship. I have great points.
And you're hung up on. There we go. We're going to move on to the next caller. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. If you guys would like to support the live, I do have super chat, super stickers, pay links in the bio. I really appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. We're going to keep this thing going. I knew he was going to go off on some rant about something else. They could just, it's really sad, right? Back in the day, we used to be able to just go say, I'm wrong. I don't understand something. I don't know something. Okay. And then we could just move on to the next part of the conversation. But if you're going to act like a little prick, I'm going to make you concede. Just I'll let you know. If you want to have a real conversation, I'll have a real conversation. But if you're going to be a little prick, I will make you concede. I will make you concede. All right. And it's gone. Chris, thank you so much for the $10 over on Venmo. I really appreciate that. It says, does caller not know of Andersonville in Georgia? That's a historic camp. Yeah, they get super triggered when I say concentration camp. It's like the most triggering thing like I can say to them. It's wild how triggered they get. It's wild. But that's just their emotion. It's all right. And Delissa, thank you so much for the $10 over on PayPal. I appreciate that also. It says MAGA cold caller said dump truck has African-American friend, so that makes him not a racist. Shaking my fucking head. Dump truck doesn't even have white friends. The whites around him suck up to him because he's a useful idiot. Yeah, he's had one friend, and that's Epstein. That's about it. And he's, I think, dead. I'm pretty sure dead. So Donald Trump's out of friends. Okay. So that means Donald Trump's out of friends. Scott, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. I really appreciate that. Said being a Canadian and not knowledge of his past before TV show and failed casino, I can't see how people can't see what an asshole and how he's ruining the USA. Wake the fuck up. Edited. Yeah, they're always edited. Thank you so much, Scott. I really appreciate that. Cheers from Canada over there. Oh my God, I have like quite a few to get through. I've been messing up. Scott also started naming Christian rock bands, which makes me feel funny because we were talking about that earlier in the live. Capo, thank you so much for the 10 gifted memberships. I really appreciate that. Big W's in the chat for Capo for the 10 gifted over here. Huge W's for that. That is absolutely amazing. Whoever got one of those, y'all are lucky. Y'all are lucky. Zoe, thank you so much for the laughing disco. Kramer, thank you so much for the goat. Young said this guy's an idiot. I can already tell. That was probably at the beginning. And Jin said for the $5 said, love that you don't let people play in your face. Nah, man. If we're gonna have a convo, we're gonna have a convo. I don't play. There ain't no such way as halfway crooks, dude. You wanna have a convo, we can have a convo. If you want to sit around and play games, you can play games by your fucking self. All right? I'm too old for that shit. If you liked what the live, I do a super chat, super stickers, pay links in the bio, all that fun stuff. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Hello, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing excellent. How old are you?
I am 29 years old.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
I semi-support Trump.
Why do you still support Trump?
I just think he's a better option than the Democratic options that we have and other Republican options.
Awesome. So you had a person who has literally dedicated their entire life to public service, who has been part of major policy that has been super beneficial to the United States, and you decided to choose someone who's a sexual assaulter, felon, and defrauds children and cancer charities, who's done almost no policy in his entire fucking time as presidency?
I mean, I think we can all agree that the people that have dedicated their lives to politics are dedicating their lives to greed and treating people horribly and don't have the interest of America whatsoever.
So gotcha. So you're saying I don't trust politicians because you think they've dedicated their lives to greed. So instead, I am going to vote in someone who has literally dedicated their life to greed, who literally puts his name in gold on everything. Literally a guy who is the most open person in history about dedicating himself to greed. And that's who you're going to vote for instead of Kamala Harris, who was a literal prosecutor. Literally the opposite of anybody who would be dedicating themselves to fucking greed. And then an AG who, again, doesn't make that much fucking money. Literally the opposite of greed. And then a senator and then the vice president who did like major fucking things for getting under the vice presidency. All of those things, right? And you chose a guy... who puts gold, puts his name in gold on everything he touches because you didn't want greed.
I didn't say I said I believe our politicians are obsessed with greed. I believe Trump is also obsessed with greed, but I know where he stands. And I think he's good at the game of money. I think the people that are in politics currently are lying and they're obsessed with greed. And so with the money that they're spending and with the money that they're utilizing, they're wasting it right in front of our faces and utilizing our money and doing a lot of damage with it and not being intelligent with it whatsoever.
Donald Trump has added $12 trillion to our national debt, which is more than any other president that's ever existed. He also
good long-term plays.
His long-term plan is to add as much debt as possible and then leave?
No, but I think we can agree that cutting out some of these things, especially with what RFK was working on, I think that cutting a lot of those programs out will have a long-term benefit when there's a lot of waste involved there.
Sir, he's not cutting anything. Government spending is at an all-time high, and he's added over $12 trillion in fucking debt. He's not cutting anything.
It's a building thing. We don't cut them out. We're just now starting to cut them out.
What are we now starting to cut out, sir? He added $8.6 trillion in just his first term. He's added another $4 trillion in national debt in his second term.
Weren't the Democrats upset? So sorry for cutting you off, but weren't the Democrats upset about all of the programs he was cutting out like 6 months ago?
Yeah, like Medicaid and Medicare and SNAP benefits. Do you know how much cutting USA? You know how many lives cutting USAID has already cost the United States or cost the world?
Things out. But yes, he was cutting things out.
Yeah, he cut things out and then just added in other spots.
Okay. I'm saying that the Medicaid, all.
By the way, it's about 700,000 people who have died due to USAID cutting. By the way,
there was millions of people who weren't even alive that were taking those benefits. They
taking USAID, name one.
Benefits. What?
From USAID, name one.
I don't know the people. That's just what the data had said.
What data?
That Elon said that is the data that he collected. And
all right, so where's that data?
We have to trust him.
Why would I have to trust him?
I didn't say you had to trust him. I'm just saying he was the source for what was said.
Gotcha. So a guy who was literally being investigated by USAID for fraud, I should trust that guy for cutting USAID programs.
Well, of course they're gonna investigate the guy for fraud when he's cutting them off.
Nope, they were investigating him since like 2021.
That seems to be their game, though. Is like, okay, we don't like the people that are stopping us from doing our evil deeds, so let's.
I'm sorry. Maybe you're confused here. 2021 was about 3.5 years before he became any part of the government.
Okay. I'm not familiar with what happened in 2021.
So he was defrauding the U.S. taxpayer by friggin' stealing money with Starlink, right? And they were investigating him for that since like 2021. And then he jumped into politics. The first thing he cut, was fucking USAID, the people that had been investigating him for years. Okay, that's who he cut. And then all of a sudden they can't investigate him anymore.
So maybe neither one of them did good things, but I can tell you.
What did USAID do that was bad?
Do we think that there was no money wasted? Do we think that the government was utilizing all of the money appropriately?
That's like a fucking bad gaslight / straw man to say, oh, do I think there was $0 that were used inappropriately? Of course, there's some dollars that are fucking used inappropriately in every single fucking government program and every single private business that exists. In fact, every single American household probably uses some money inappropriately. That doesn't mean anything. It's not whether or not there was some money that was being used inappropriately. Was the things that they were talking about, the things that they were cutting, was that the money being used inappropriately? And that was not.
Are we sure of that? Like,
yes.
I mean, I'm agreeing to you that I don't have the data to prove that it was. They said that it was, and I'm trusting that it was. And you're trusting that it's not because you don't believe that it was, but you don't have any data on it either.
Yes, I do.
So that's completely fair.
Hold on, yes, I do.
But
hold on, yes, I do.
Sorry. Okay.
Yes, I do. I do have data on all of it.
Present the data.
Yeah, because they released all of the things that they were talking about, and 99% of the shit they said they were cutting weren't even things that they were cutting, or either that or they were misrepresenting things that they were actually cutting. And like I said, there's like 700,000 people approximately that have died according to just because of USAID funding due to healthcare healthcare funds that were dropped, freaking aid that was dropped, food that was dropped, freaking people going into famine, people not able to get their freaking medical care. All of those things happened because of that USAID cutting.
But the reason that really exists is gold standard. We started borrowing from the future. We started government programs. We started spending money, which is a democratic liberal idea. We started spending money inefficiently, and we started pouring money into all these programs. And nobody's going to want to stop that because we all like free money. The problem is we all have to pay for it later. And that's why we're in the problem where we are now, where our dollar's not worth shit. And we have to
actually, if you look at like real wage growth compared to inflation, it's better under Democrats every single fucking time. And if you look at things like recessions, 10 of the last recessions have happened under Republicans. They're the ones that are bad with money, not the Democrats, right? Who was the last person to balance the budget?
Was it Bill Clinton?
It was Bill Clinton. Congratulations. And I can't remember, is Bill Clinton a Democrat or Republican?
He was a Democrat.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit, but he was a Democrat, and obviously a lot better than money than any of the Republicans to do. But actually, whenever you get a Republican, they skyrocket the debt. Okay, they give giant corporate tax breaks without reducing any fucking programs. Right? They do all the bad stuff. All right. Oh, thank goodness. They do all the bad stuff while the Democrats somehow are getting the heat from it for being like wrong conservatively or wrong from a fiscal standpoint.
Well, because I think just theoretically they are wrong from a fiscal standpoint. Their whole idea of how to fix our financial problems is just throw more money at it.
That's incorrect. The entire idea is actually tax the people with all the money a correct amount so that we can pay for all the things that we actually spend on. That's actually their policy. Can you hold 1 second, sir? Can you hold 1 second, sir? Can you hold 1 second, sir?
Yep.
Thank you so much. If you guys are watching me over on the TikTokies on the Clock app, I am about to shut this down and go back to my main account. When you guys get in there, can you please tap the screen, gift the live, do all the fun stuff because I need to reboost that over there. So I will be right back over there. Give me like 2 seconds. So I really, really appreciate you guys. I've been waiting for something to come through, waiting for my appeal to come through. So thank you guys so much. All right. Anyway, sir, continue. What were you saying?
So where I was coming from was that, like you said, in their theory, yes, I tax the rich, tax people that have all the money. That's sort of solid. That's just saying we need more money. We're going to make more. I don't think.
Sorry, your reception is like really bad, and I keep losing you.
Oh, here, let me get to a better spot. But we started out as a country who was against taxation in general.
Like, no, we were actually against taxation without representation. That was actually the point.
Okay, but it was a 3% tax, and we were pretty pissed off about it. And now we're losing. I got 36% of my check cut last year. Like, and that's, I mean, it's hard. Yeah, I make way more money than what they say is making it easy, and it's hard to pay your bills still.
Sir, I don't want to make it hard to pay your bills, but Democratic policies literally say that they want to put more money in your pocket, right? That they want to either stay the same or reduce the tax burden on you and increase the tax burden on really, really rich people.
But that helps in the short term. I need the dollar to be worth more. I need inflation. Inflation shouldn't exist. We've been tricked into thinking that inflation should exist. They're telling us that we're getting more efficient at making and creating everything, but for some reason it costs more comparatively to how much money we have.
Well, going back to the gold standard is just fine, sir, but we're not going to get there. Not anytime soon.
I think if we followed the concept that the one good thing that I think Donald Trump.
And what is he doing to get us back to the gold standard?
The idea of cutting out all of this dumb spending that
he's not cutting out dumb spending, sir. Government spending is at an all-time high. That's what I'm trying to tell you, sir. Sir. I would love to get rid of dumb spending. Getting rid of dumb spending, I don't have a problem with. Donald Trump is not getting rid of dumb spending, and he has increased dumb spending. That's what I am trying to tell you. He is saying that he's for decreasing dumb spending, and he is simultaneously increasing dumb spending. Okay, he is decreasing spending for things that actually help people, things like USAID, things like SNAP benefits, things like Medicaid, and he is then using that money plus more money to give larger tax cuts to rich people and corporations. He's not cutting this money so that we can reduce the amount of government spending. We are at a record high at government spending. That is what I am trying to tell you.
But cutting tax cuts towards the people that have corporations and stuff has been shown, like those people are then, it's going to trickle down economics. They're going to then spend more money creating bigger businesses, and America can be the leader in innovation once again.
So first of all, we still are the leader in innovation. Second of all, trickle-down economics has been proven. Trickle-down economics has been proven unequivocally over fucking decades not to work in the slightest.
Well, our system seems to have worked better than anyone else's system.
Really, whose?
The fact that the American system has worked better than everybody else's system.
In what aspect? GDP or military spending? It sure as hell isn't education. It sure isn't in healthcare. It sure isn't in anything else.
No, I agree. I've been to other countries and the healthcare is better.
It's not in wage growth. There's so many other countries that have higher wage growth than us. If trickle-down economics works, then why do we not have higher wage growth?
Because we're spending our money inefficiently.
No. You said if we give tax cuts to corporations, then that money is going to trickle down to the workers. If that's the case, then we should see higher wage growth amongst American middle class and lower class workers than any other country, and we see the opposite.
It's not a single. It doesn't have only one variable in the problem. Like that's saying that that's cause it. Like that's saying that this definitely causes this. Like that's just not true. Like just because wage growth, there is wage growth, but comparatively to the overall, when you're saying it comparatively to something, like that's the issue that we're talking about here. The reason that we don't have it comparatively to all of these other things is because of the cost of doing business. And that's because of the overall value of our dollar.
But we wouldn't have that, sir. We wouldn't have that if what you're saying is true. That's the whole point of what I'm saying, sir. Sir, if you're saying that trickle-down economics works, okay, that we give giant tax cuts to huge corporations and that money trickles down, okay, then real wage growth would keep up with inflation because the cost of doing business would flow in. That cost of doing business would be incorporated in the trickle down. That's how that would work. Okay?
No,
if trickle down economics works, then what you're saying isn't possible. Sir, if trickle down economics works, then what you're saying literally isn't possible.
Well, how is it not possible?
I just explained it. I literally just explained it.
No, what is impossible about the idea that instead of creating all of these government programs, I think we can agree that the government is not good or efficient at doing anything. Every program that they have, every government worker I know spends 80% of their time not working and about 20% of their time doing their job. There was a lot of people that were getting paid to sit in an office and not do anything. That's crazy.
Give me one. Show me one. Show me one person that happened to.
I don't know the person's name, but there was literally a person's job. He was involved into a lawsuit. The government had done him wrong, but he was stated by some court that they weren't allowed to fire him. So they literally stuck him in the basement, and they've been paying him a $220,000 salary to sit in the basement and play video
I don't believe a
games
word you're saying, but even if that was true, sir, I don't believe a word that fucking exists, that you just believe that there was just some guy who was just put in a closet and fucking and doing nothing. Because I'll tell you this, like, I've worked for the government before, and yeah, I'm not saying they're the most efficient people in the world, and I'm not saying people don't freaking get away with a lot of shit doing a whole bunch of stuff in the government. I'm not saying none of that exists, because it does. Okay, but I promise you, if they're paying you, they're gonna get their money's worth out of you. 100%. They're going to get their money's worth out of you. Honestly, probably at the workers' expense. Actually, what government workers do, like, in the grand scheme of things, they actually get well underpaid for what they do. They are usually given a lot more freaking responsibility than they actually are getting paid.
Some of them.
And of course, most of them, the overwhelming majority of them, there are a few of them, okay, that I'm sure aren't the best, right? But you can say that for any fucking company in existence, right? I tell you, like I said, when I freaking worked in the government, I'll tell you what, those people were dedicated, okay, to their job and dedicated to what they were fucking doing, and they were literally not getting paid. Now, granted, they did get a lot of benefits, which is why they kept the job, but they were not getting the pay that was even close to complimentary to what they actually did.
But if somebody in a normal business is not doing their job correctly, then the business itself will feel the pain of that and will lose to other competing businesses, and that business will go out of business. And so they literally can't let it happen. There's nothing.
It does happen.
Our government they have monopolies on certain.
Have you never
industries.
worked a job?
I've worked a lot of jobs.
And none of those jobs, in zero of those jobs, you've had underperforming people.
There's a lot of underperforming people. But
you just said if we have underperforming people, if we had underperforming people, then that would literally make it where all of those businesses would go out of business. That's what you just said.
No, I'm saying that if they stick around and they only have underperforming people,
Sir, did you not hear what I just said? Have you ever worked for the government?
I have. My dad works for the government.
So you didn't. Okay, cool. The overwhelming majority, and I mean 99% of them, are not only not underperforming, they're overperforming. They're literally put in positions, okay, where they're doing more work than they're getting paid for. They're usually doing their job and freaking 3 other people's jobs because they couldn't fill the fucking position for the job that they were doing. And yes, there's 1% of people, probably, maybe a little less, but there's 1%. I'll give it a conservative fucking evaluation. There's 1% of people that, yeah, that's right, they're freaking underperforming. And yeah, sometimes it's hard to freaking fire those people. That's true. Okay, but 99% of them were fucking amazing. Okay, 99% of them literally did more than they should get paid for. It was actually the reason why those people that were in there were having to do 2-3 other people's jobs, okay, is because the other people no, it's because the people that should be doing those jobs all quit because they weren't getting paid enough for the job that they were doing. And they went and worked in the private sector because they literally were getting so underpaid in the position that they were in that they left, and the people that were left behind were having to do 3 to 4 people's jobs.
So you believe that it is better for us as a country to, instead of privatize and allow for the system that has gotten us to this point, to create the best possible companies to run each institution? Do you think it's better to just give the government a monopoly on each institution and allow them to take care of us, and their will be had? And like whether they do a good job or a bad job, it's like if they do a great job, then good for all of us. But if they do a bad job, it's bad for all of us. I would rather there be competing companies and competing institutions so that at the end of the day, if somebody does a bad job, another company will step in and we will all utilize them. And then it becomes our choice. Yeah. I don't like the idea of the government having a monopoly on any.
Yeah, so literally that system that you said that works makes it where literally over 30% of the freaking nation's wealth is held by the top 1% of people. Okay, that's not working. Okay.
Okay, I understand. I can understand.
No, that's not working, sir. That's not working. Not only that, but the point of the government. I'm talking.
What is the?
I'm talking. I
apologize.
Yeah, because the purpose of business is not to make money. Or sorry, the purpose of business is to make money. The purpose of the government is not. Okay. The purpose of the government is not to make money. The purpose of the government is to help its constituents. Okay. So we need the government to run certain things, because when the purpose of it is to help American citizens, when the purpose of it is to provide and not for the bottom line, then that is not a good thing for US citizens. I will take private prisons as an example. Okay, private prisons have literally ruined the prison industry in the United States, which is literally why we are the most incarcerated, fucking industrialized, fucking first world country on the planet. Okay, we are literally one of the worst people when it comes to the actual freedom index in the United States. Because the prison
And you don't think
system
that's 'cause there's
only
too much
makes
government,
fucking
too
money.
many laws?
Because the prison system only makes money when we incarcerate people. So literally, there is an incentive in the United States to imprison people. That's why that happens. And if you put that all over healthcare, we've seen how our healthcare system works in the United States. We're the only like freaking industrialized country on the planet. Right, the only like first world country on the planet where you can go bankrupt, where you can go bankrupt, okay, for freaking medical debt. Nobody else has this problem. We literally fund probably freaking 3-4 dozen countries and give them money, and they all have universal health care. The freaking billions of dollars we give places like Israel, the billions of dollars that we've given like Argentina to freaking stabilize their dollar, and all of those countries have universal health care. Those countries' citizens don't have to freaking worry. Those countries' citizens don't have to worry about whether or not they're going to freaking go into medical debt from a fucking car accident. Okay, that is not what I want. Those are things that we should not have fucking privatized. All right. Is there certain things that we can have privatized? Absolutely sure. I don't really care about that. That's not a big deal. But there are certain things that the government needs to run. Okay. And when the government doesn't run them, all right, we end up in a world of fucking hurt.
I haven't seen that. Like healthcare. We can talk about healthcare. So I have friends. I dated a girl. Her parents were doctors. When they did Obamacare, which I actually at the time.
I'm not talking about Obamacare, sir. I said universal health care. I never once said Obamacare.
Okay, I'm not.
Obamacare is not universal health care.
I'm just talking about a concept inside of that concept.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about Obamacare. Obamacare was just a step towards us having slightly better health care and a small step, and everybody lost their fucking minds.
They were getting paid 10% of what they were promised, to the point where they were having to raise prices. They literally had to raise prices for everybody else because the government wouldn't pay them because they have a monopoly.
Obamacare had nothing to do with the government paying anyone. What the fuck are you talking about? Freaking the ACA, in the ACA, the government doesn't pay people. Private healthcare companies do. The freaking government subsidizes those private healthcare companies. What are you talking about?
You don't
even understand what you're talking about, sir. You don't even understand what you're talking about.
I'm telling you what I'm talking about.
No, you're telling me nothing.
No, I'm trying to tell you. They were forcing the doctors to take Obamacare. They were saying that if you take these, you have to take it. So they're
what is Obamacare?
What?
Sir, it doesn't sound like you know what Obamacare is.
I'm telling you what I heard from their experience.
Sure. Whatever you heard from their experience, either A, they lied to you, or B, you didn't hear it very well.
Both are possible.
Okay, because Obamacare is government regulated private healthcare. Okay, it's private insurance companies. At no point in time was the government freaking interacting with doctors.
I didn't say the government was interacting with doctors. Time out. I said that the companies. I
literally just did. You said they couldn't get their money from the government. That's literally what you just said.
Okay,
I'm not going crazy. Don't gaslight me.
Okay, that's fair. I misspoke then. That was not what I was trying to say. What I was saying is they could not get their company from those. They could not get their money from those institutions. So once the government stated that they have to take these private institutions on what would you call it, for their insurance, then that puts them in a situation where they can pay. They now have all of the, and if it was a full-on universal health care, they now have a full monopoly on it. So then they can choose how much they're going to pay these.
So what
doctors.
You're saying is the problem is that we had private health insurance.
Say that again.
What you're saying is the problem is private health insurance. Because the government was doing their job. The doctors were doing their job. It was the private capitalism freaking health insurance that was the problem.
Well, no, but what if there was only one? What if it was all?
No. What if the flying spaghetti monster came down and fucking sprinkled Parmesan on all of his faithful citizens? Praise the flying spaghetti monster. What if? What you're saying is the private freaking insurance companies were the problem. So we should get rid of the private insurance companies and just have the government take over that because the government was paying their part.
We have to have a better idea.
Yeah, we have
If
to
we're
have a
gonna get
better
rid of it, we
idea,
have to have
sir.
a better
That
idea.
was literally just step one and a tiny little step to moving us off of fucking insurance, motherfucking bending us over. It was a tiny little step. It was not supposed to be the solution. It was not supposed to be the end game. It was supposed to just be a little fucking one paw forward to try to get us moving, and it never was supposed to be perfect.
But that's the problem. That's why people didn't vote for Kamala, is because she didn't provide any
They
solutions.
didn't vote for
She just
Donald
talked
Trump
about
said
problems.
in 2017 that he was going to replace that with something better. It is near 2026 and he hasn't replaced it with anything. Not just not something better, he hasn't replaced it with anything.
I agree. I don't like that.
So what are you
I don't
talking
like
about? Why
that
you
he
wouldn't
did
vote for Kamala Harris? Donald Trump said in 2017 that he was going to replace it with something better. And you're saying you did it, you voted for Donald Trump because Kamala Harris didn't say that she was going to replace it with something better? What
No,
are
she
you
just- they
talking
weren't even
about, dude?
presenting-
Is this
no,
a fucking is
look-
this a joke? Are
No,
we
no,
living
time
in
out,
like
time
a
out,
fucking
time out.
different
Whoa,
like
whoa, whoa.
reality here?
Whoa. No, because Trump, he did say that he was going to come in and let Elon's group, the Doge, come in. They came in. They did what they said they were going to do.
They did
He said
nothing.
he was going to get gas prices down. They
He
came
didn't do
in, they
that.
got gas prices down.
They did not.
Like, what?
They didn't. October was the first month in freaking Donald Trump's presidency where
No, it
gas prices
happened.
were lower than when he took office.
Oh, but that means it happened. That means it did happen.
Yeah, it did
Like,
happen
it's like-
eventually, sir. And then at 3 months later, it went back up.
Okay, because we're in a war, which I don't agree with. One, I think that's where.
And who
I'm
caused the
to
war?
point where, Donald Trump. That's why I'm at a point. Look, I'm not like a die-hard MAGA. I just said that I still can't get behind. The original reason why I said I'm not going to vote for Democrats is because they can't present a viable solution to our problems.
What solution?
They
What
just
problem?
talk
What
about the
problem
problem.
do you want a solution to? I will probably show you
I
a
want
Democrat that has a viable solution to it. I'm not even a
I
Democrat,
want-
and I can probably show you a Democrat that has a viable solution to it.
Our spending, we have a spending problem. The value of our dollar continually getting worse comparatively to our GDP. The fact that every single year we are literally at a point where we owe more than the interest on our debt.
So
Like, we're in
just to
a
get
real
this
bad-
straight, just to
we're
get
in a
this
real
straight,
bad problem.
just to get this straight, just to be clear, and I don't know how we circled all the way back here. Somehow you're saying Democrats don't have a solution to the debt when Donald Trump has added more to the national debt than any president in history, and the last
what's
person
their
to balance the budget was a Democrat, and also the last two Democrats have added less to the national debt. Okay, Joe Biden less than half of Donald Trump's first term, or about half Donald Trump's first term. Okay, they've had reduced deficits and don't cause recessions. And you
But
still
we
think
knew
the
what he wanted
Republicans
to
have a
do
better
about
chance.
it.
That's really what you're
Can
saying
you
to me
tell
right
me-
now.
Yeah, because we knew what he wanted to do about it. Does anybody know
What does he
Kamala
want to do
wanted
about it?
the
What does he want to do? He added $8.6 trillion in his first term. What does he want to do
I didn't
about
say
it?
it worked. I didn't say it worked. I said that.
What do you mean it didn't work? He didn't want to do anything about it. Did someone put a gun to his fucking head and make him fucking add more debt?
I said he presented a solution.
He
He's
lied
trying
to your
fix it.
fucking face. He lied
But
to
didn't-
you. He lied to you so bad. He lied to
all
you
lie.
incredibly, and you're still fucking believing it. And you're still believing
all
it.
lie.
No, Donald Trump lies. Yes, they all lie. But saying that they all lie is comparing fucking the people who fucking like robbed
I'm a
the
hopeful
Louvre.
person.
It's like comparing the people that robbed the Louvre to a 2-year-old who walks out with a Snickers bar
No.
and being like, "Oh,
No.
they all steal. They all
can
steal.
you
So
give
what
me-
are we talking about?"
can you give
No,
me
yes, sir.
any
They all
solution?
technically
Can you give me
steal, sir.
any
But there's
solution?
levels to this shit, and Donald Trump is
Yeah.
the top motherfucking level. What are you talking
Can
about?
you give me any solution that the Democrats brought forward for that problem, or almost any problem? Their whole concept that they ran on was just mudslinging.
They
It's just
literally
like- it's
ran on
literally
fucking fixing the housing problem. They literally ran on reduced fucking pricing. They literally freaking produced more oil in 2024 than fucking any time in American history, and made us the most energy independent we've been in 70 fucking years, reducing the gas price significantly, going against Donald Trump's shitty fucking policy. They literally did that in 2024. They added the highest, the largest infrastructure bill in American history. They isolated us from chip manufacturing in fucking in Taiwan, and in Southeast Asia, freaking creating the ability for Americans to do that, creating hundreds of thousands of jobs. We had record high fucking job growth under the fucking Democrats. We had fucking record low fucking unemployment rates. We literally saw higher fucking wage growth versus inflation, right? Real wage growth versus inflation than any fucking Republican president, I think, in my fucking lifetime. What are you fucking talking about? All of their fucking issues, all of the fucking issues that you're talking about literally get fixed under Democrat presidents, and you guys keep putting in fucking Republicans to fuck it all up again. That's all you keep doing. Every time Democrats come in and start fixing shit, okay? Literally every time Democrats come in and start fixing shit, y'all find a way to put a Republican in to fuck it all back up again. And then you put a Democrat back in who has to fucking start from fucking scratch, just like fucking Biden had to do after Trump put us in a recession, just like Obama had to do after Bush put us in a fucking recession. Fucking Bush put us in a fucking war. Obama had to recover out of it. Fucking Trump's putting us in a war. The next Democrat that comes in has to fucking pull us out of it. Every single time you put the Democrats in the worst possible position, okay, and then fucking force them to pull our country by the fucking neck or by the fucking balls, whichever way you want to fucking say it, out of whatever fucking situation they fucking got themselves into. And then you guys want to bitch because the Democrats fucking are like, oh, the Democrats had bad fucking this or bad fucking that, not fucking even realizing that the Republicans are the ones who fucking put us in the recession to begin with. What are you fucking talking about, dude? Like, you want fix? How about elect the next 4 presidents as fucking Democrats and make sure they're fucking good ones, not some fucking Swalwell pieces of fucking shit. Put in some fucking 4 fucking progressively better fucking Democrats, and we will have a whole new country by the time my fucking kid has kids. One that we won't even fucking recognize. One that'll be fucking financially fucking stable with a balanced budget, universal fucking healthcare, okay, free fucking college, okay, and lower fucking taxes for the middle class. Literally get 4 fucking presidents and we'll be in such a better fucking position than we ever fucking were. But she was a black woman with a funny laugh. Oh no, she was a black woman with a funny laugh. Oh, we can't have that. That's socialism. The black woman with the funny laugh. You guys are fucking sad, dude. This is like literally it's crazy how every single number can be against you. Every single number can be against you, and you guys still find a way to justify this antiquated fucking idea. This antiquated idea of fiscal conservatism. It doesn't exist anymore. It doesn't exist anymore. Fiscal conservatism is a fucking lie. It's a joke. It may have existed in our past, okay? That may have been a thing that existed somewhere in our past, all right? It doesn't exist anymore. Conservatives are the fucking worst with money, okay? They're the worst with money, okay? They're the fucking worst, dude. They're so bad, okay? But in my lifetime, fiscal conservatism has been a fucking joke, and I'm tired of fucking hearing it, dude. I am so tired of hearing fucking people tell me how somehow the Republicans are gonna fix this shit. The Republicans couldn't run a successful fucking lemonade stand without fucking going bankrupt, okay? Like, most of the Republicans that are running our fucking government right now aren't qualified to run a fucking Foot Locker, dude. What are you fucking talking about? You're paying more in fucking taxes. You're paying more for gas. You're paying more for fucking groceries. Spending is at an all-time high. Debt is at an all-time high. The deficit is going through the roof. We're at fucking war. What the fuck are we getting right now? What are we getting? What are we getting? Not a goddamn fucking thing, dude. We're not getting a motherfucking thing. We haven't gotten shit. We haven't gotten shit. Okay? Your conservative policies are trash. They're in the fucking dirt. They don't fucking matter. They're all trash. Okay? The one complaint I have about the Democratic Party is that they're too fucking conservative. Okay? That's the one problem. That's the reason why I'm not a registered Democrat. That's the way I am freaking proudly freaking NPA, not party affiliated, is because the Democrats are too motherfucking conservative. Get rid of your fucking Chuck Schumers and your Hakeem Jeffries and fucking make it where some fucking Some real motherfucking people are out there that actually want what's fucking best for America, not just want this fucking, oh my, these Chuck Schumer's fucking geriatric fucks, bro. Holy shit, dude. Y'all, make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I appreciate you guys. Sorry, I was ranting a little bit. And, I said sorry. But I'm not fucking sorry. Fucking sucking stupid. Anyways, caller, I hope you have a good one, okay?
You too. Thank you.
No, he didn't hang up. I just had him muted for that whole last time because I wanted to talk without being interrupted for like 2 fucking seconds. All right. Holy shit, dude. It's fucking crazy, dude. Like how I still have to argue this. It's fucking crazy why I still have to argue this, okay? It's a joke, dude. It's a joke. I'm telling y'all are gonna fucking fuck around, make me join the Democratic Party again, and then I'm gonna fucking like y'all are gonna be in trouble if I fucking join, bro. If the Democrats would just pull their heads out of their fucking asses, I would rejoin. You know what I'm saying? Like if they would just pull their heads out of their asses, I would rejoin. Yeah, I'll go run for office. Fuck, I'm gonna go take Rick Scott's spot, dude. That's what I'm gonna run for. But I need like 3 more years. I'm gonna go take Rick Scott's spot in Senate, bro. I'll last 1 term in Senate, bro. I will get censured every fucking session, bro. I will literally get fucking censured every fucking session. Give me Rick Scott's spot. And I'll only last 1 term, okay? I'll only last 1 term, but during that 1 term, you guys will get the best clips you ever saw in your fucking life, dude. I'll be on the Daily Show. I'll be on Fox, bro. They'll be making fun of me. You'll get all the best clips. I'll just be out there fucking wilding out on motherfuckers, bro. I'll be wilding out on motherfuckers, bro. I'll get censured so fucking fast, dude. Anyways, y'all, make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really, really appreciate you. Thank you guys so much for coming in back to the TikTok live after I was down for like an hour. So I really, really appreciate that. I saw Shay hitting a piece of my gift gallery over there with the hearts. Thank you so much. I also saw Ryan with the hat and mustaches clearing a part of the gift gallery. So if y'all could get this up to 100,000 likes, I am willing to run this thing long. Okay? I am willing to run this thing long as long as we have callers, as long as we have likes, as long as we have support in here. I am willing to keep running this thing, okay? I am willing to keep running this thing. I have a little extra time, and I am frustrated with being down on my TikTok for a bit. So I put the corgis up there. Wait, hold on. Did someone just wait? What happened? Okay, sorry, that was off. I put the corgis up there. I need like to clear this gift gallery is wild. I got a new gift gallery. I know it's crazy, so I'm just trying over here. I think I need like freaking like 6 of these from one person or something crazy. If we don't get that, that's okay. But let's see if we can clear the gift goal anyway, okay? Let's see if we can do that part at least. All right. We're going to move on to the next caller. Keep this thing going. Mara, thank you so much for the $2 super chats. The Republicans have been so propagandized. Sorry. I also have super chats and super stickers, which I like to throw up on the screen and talk about. So I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Mara, thank you so much for the $2. Our Republicans have been so propagandized. That's 100% true. Ogden, thank you for the corgi over there. I didn't even know we had corgis over there. But thank you for the $5. I appreciate that. And then we got another type of corgi over here with Josh. Thank you so much. We got all sorts of corgis. Josh, thank you again. Joshua, thank you so much again for the jewels. Sister Mary, thank you so much for the jewels, for the goat. 77 Ninja says, Paulie, I admire your patience with these crazy MAGAs. Thank you for pushing back. Keep educating them even when they don't get it. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that, 77. Joshua, also thank you so much for the mystery gift. And the laughing disco, oh my God, those are actually huge. Lovely Goddess, thank you so much for the $10. Said, Trump is so great with the money. He bankrupted his own casino. The only thing Trump did was making mediocre men believe that they're winning by struggling while crashing this country into the shitter. How do you bankrupt a casino, bro? Like literally. It's literally like they give you the money. That's wild. Wild Adult, thank you so much for the headphones. I don't even think I've ever gotten those before. That's super cool. Auntie, thank you so much. The York Josh, thank you so much. Johnny D, thank you so much. Exo, thank you so much. See if I missed anyone. Me too, thank you so much. Tanner, thank you so much. Radioactive, thank you so much. Vigilante, thank you so much. Tarek, thank you so much. All right. Also, Hot Dog, Shaw, and Boost Mobile. Thank you so much for the corgis. I really appreciate that also. Thank you so much. All right. Sorry, I lost my breath there. We're going to move on to the next person. Hot Dog, thank you so much for the corgi again.
Hello?
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 Hi.
Hi.
How you day?
I'm good. How old are you?
I'm 19.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
No.
All right, man. I'm going to move on then. I appreciate you. Hot Dog, thank you so much for how many is Hot Dog going to clear the gift gallery thing over here? Is that somebody has sent 4 of the 6. So Hot Dog might clear this thing over here, which is crazy. Okay. Hot Dog might actually clear this. I'm this is a stretch of a gift goal. I'm not going to lie. The gift gallery. This gift gallery thing is wild, but somebody might clear it. Thank you guys so much, Hot Dog and Wild Willow Void. Thank you so much for that. Again, if you want to help clear the gift gallery, you can go up to my name, hit my little name up there, hit gift gallery. You can see what is left up there. And let's see if we can get this thing kind of moving. Oh, I see Sean with one. I see Hot Dog with one. I see Hot Dog with another one. Oh my goodness. Y'all, if you guys still support Trump, you guys can call in on the line above me or join the guest request box. Actually, I haven't looked at my guest request box. I might have somebody over here. Hot Dog, thank you so much for clearing the corgis off the gift gallery. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much, Corgi. Thank you so much. Or sorry, thank you so much, Hot Dog, for the corgis. Thank you so much. I'm sorry, I lost my train there. Hello, how are you?
I'm doing good. I need help. I'm stuck in the damn toilet. I can't get my ass out the toilet.
You have to breathe in. Oh, no, I was gonna help you. Thank you, Boost. I was gonna help you. Next thing you have to breathe in a lot, right? You have to like kind of do like a right, like that, and that'll relieve the pressure from the toilet. For next time, okay? For next time. Hello, how are you? Excuse me.
Good, you?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
I am 39.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Hold on, I'm having a hard time hearing you. I gotta close your stream. Hello?
Hello.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I'm good. Can we get W's in chat for Shaw and Hot Dog? They were both clearing this gift, but I want to make sure we get a big W's in chat for Hot Dog for clearing that off my gift gallery. I appreciate that. Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
What'd you say?
Thank you, Shaw. I appreciate you. Do you still support Trump?
Yes, I do.
Awesome. Why is that?
Because I like how he don't take no shit from anybody, and he said, let's go with Iran. They came to the table saying that they had 60% enriched uranium and enough for 11 nukes. So.
And why did they have
not a deal,
60%
you know?
enriched uranium?
What?
Why did they have 60% enriched uranium?
Because they planned on making a nuke.
Awesome. And when did they start enriching that uranium?
A while ago. Shit takes a long time.
Yeah, it was a while ago. About what year do you think?
2%, to get to like 5%, it could take a couple years.
Yeah, but when did they start trying to enrich to 60%? That was the question.
They didn't try. They already did. They came.
I know. When did they start moving in that direction, sir?
Okay, we'll say 2% is 5 years, so we'll say 6 years ago.
Yeah, it was about 2018. Okay. And do you know why they started doing that?
Yeah, because they wanted to blow some motherfuckers up.
Wrong. Is because Donald Trump pulled us out of the Iran nuclear deal, which freaking allowed them to stop freaking abiding by it because they weren't freaking enriching over 2.7%. And then Donald Trump pulled us out of that. And then they enriched to 60%.
Yeah, that's what happens when you won't let people look at where your nukes are at and check.
Actually,
on them.
they were allowing us into all their nuclear facilities, and the IAEA was testing all of them, and they weren't enriching past 2.7%.
Okay, then when Trump bombed them, and I know you agree with this, and said he obliterated them, he got bad information. And then
I don't agree with that. I don't agree that he obliterated them.
More.
I don't agree that he obliterated them.
Well, you agree that he said that.
I agree that he said that, yes.
Of course they didn't get it all. You know, Steve Witkoff said in March 2026, Iranian negotiators claimed that they held roughly 460 kilograms of 60% enriched uranium, enough to produce 11 nuclear bombs. Witkoff
60% uranium doesn't create a nuclear bomb.
An opening stance that they could upgrade to 90%.
60% doesn't produce a nuclear weapon.
What was that?
60% enriched uranium doesn't create a nuclear weapon.
You didn't hear what I said after that?
You said they held 60% uranium, which was enough for 11 nuclear weapons. And then you went on to say something about 90% uranium, but it doesn't matter because your first statement about having 60% uranium enough to make 11 nuclear weapons, 60% enriched uranium makes 0 nuclear weapons.
Yeah, but it's only 10 days away once you get the 60%.
You know, that number keeps changing from like months to weeks to like now 10 days. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's what Steve Witkoff said.
Per Tulsi Gabbard, they were making no attempt to make a nuclear weapon whatsoever.
What was that?
Per the director of national intelligence, they were making no attempt to make a nuclear weapon whatsoever. That was also backed up by the director of anti-terrorism of the Anti-Terrorism Center for the U.S. government.
Yeah, I think they got bad information.
You think the largest and best intelligence organization on the planet in existence that's ever existed got bad intelligence, and that was backed up by 50 other allied countries that all agreed with the assessment?
Yep.
All right. So if the best and baddest freaking intelligence agency on the planet, backed up by 50 other intelligence agencies, is wrong, how do you know that?
You don't think that Iran?
No, that wasn't the question, sir. You're telling me that the biggest and baddest fucking intelligence agency on the planet. No, listen to me, sir. I'm asking you a question because you, Joe Schmo, whoever, okay, is saying that the largest and strongest intelligence organization on the planet, headed by a Donald Trump appointee, is wrong. So I want to know why they're wrong and somehow you're right.
I said they got bad information.
And how are you saying that they got bad information when they're literally the ones who create the information?
Because all Iran does is try to hide shit, and they got shit.
Oh, so you know that, and the
the
CIA, the NSA, they don't know that. So you know information the CIA and the NSA and the entire Defense Intelligence Force doesn't know?
I'm going off of Kushner and Witkoff. Why would they lie about what happened?
For every fucking reason, yeah. To keep their jobs, to make a shit ton of money, because literally Kushner and Witkoff's son make fucking billions of dollars in their private fucking like crypto fucking schemes from countries in the fucking region. They have every reason to lie.
And then when J.D. Vance just tried to make a deal with them, they said they're not giving up their uranium that's enriched at 60%.
Yeah, why would they, sir?
Why would they? Because if not, they're going to get blown the fuck up.
Yeah, and that's done to what so far, sir? They've been blown the fuck up for the last month, and they don't seem to really care, do they?
They're not getting any money anymore from the Strait.
That's okay. They don't seem to care about that either. See, you guys seem to. You guys see. This is a very dumb American perspective. Okay, on what Iran wants and what Iran needs. Okay. It's a very dumb perspective. You think they need money. You think they need to stop being bombed. They don't need any of that. Okay? They need to survive. That's all they need to do. Okay? If the Ayatollah survives, they win.
They're getting leaders taken out.
Yep, and they're still surviving. If the Ayatollah survives, then they win. Okay, they understand that. And the only way the Ayatollah is going to get taken out is with boots on the ground and major boots on the ground. Okay, right now we are losing. Okay, we're not winning anything. We can bomb them to oblivion. We can take out their civilian infrastructure. We can do all the horrible, horrific war crimes that we want to them. Okay, and it doesn't change anything. Okay, unless we take out the Ayatollah, because the Ayatollah will just rebuild all the shit.
Okay, well, now why wouldn't we put boots on the ground at this point if we're already calling it a war?
Why wouldn't we?
For 47 years, right?
Why wouldn't we put boots on the ground? I'm not 100% sure that we're not going to. Okay, but I know a reason why Donald Trump wouldn't want to. Because this is the least popular war in American history at entering it, right? Of all the wars, World War II, World War I, Vietnam, fucking the first and second Gulf War, like doesn't fucking matter. Iraq War, right? Doesn't matter, right? Name a war.
Yeah, weapons.
This is the least popular war at the time of entering the war in American history.
So what are you saying?
I mean, Donald Trump really likes to be liked. He really likes to be popular. He really likes people to like the things that he's doing, right? And he said that he wasn't going to put ground troops on the ground troops into the war. And right now he's trying to negotiate his way out of the war, because I promise you right now that if they put ground troops in the war, a lot of U.S. troops are going to die. A lot of them. Well, the U.S. troops will probably take out more, but a lot of U.S. troops are going to die.
You don't sign up and say, "Hey, if a war breaks out, I'm not fighting, dog. I'm just."
Oh no, they're going to go fight. They're going to go fight, but none of those people wanted to go fight a war. Okay, none of those people signed up to fight a war for Israel on a non-imminent threat of the United States. They actually signed up to protect the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and Iran had no imminent threat towards the United States. Yeah.
But their intercontinental ballistic missiles weren't a threat?
Correct, because they didn't have any.
They have stockpiles of them. They bragged about that too.
They have stockpiles of ballistic missiles.
No. Then why did they almost hit Diego Garcia?
They didn't.
If we didn't shoot the one down and the one land in the water.
One was shot down like around 1,000 kilometers. Hey,
I let you talk. Right?
No, you asked me a question and I'm answering it. You said, then why did they try to shoot those things down? I said they didn't, and you said one was shot down and one landed in the water. You're correct. One was shot down about 1,000 kilometers off of Iran, which is nowhere close to the the trajectory of an intercontinental ballistic missile. And the other one died out almost immediately. That actually proves the fact that they don't have the missile capabilities that you're saying that they do.
It didn't die out almost immediately. It was like miles away from them when it hit the water.
Ballistic missiles do go miles, sir. I'm talking across the spectrum of intercontinental ballistic missiles, not in how far you can drive.
4,000 kilometers away.
Neither of them made it even 2,000 miles. Neither of them made even 2,000 kilometers away.
What's that?
Neither of them made it even 2,000 kilometers away. I don't even think either of them made it fucking 1,500 kilometers away.
That's cat. So we just shot.
What do you mean?
We shot it down from Diego Garcia from 2,000.
We didn't shoot it down from Diego Garcia. We shot it down from a boat in the ocean.
Not from what I heard.
I mean, I can pull it up. We shot it down, a warship, I don't know which kind. I think a battleship destroyer or whatever it was. A fucking warship shot it down like 1,500 miles, less than 1,500 miles from the fucking launch point.
Would you look it up for me? Because I heard we shot it down from our air defense system.
Sure. Not a problem.
I'm not saying I'm 100% right, but I heard we shot it down from our air defense system
Yeah, we have air defense systems in a lot of places, sir.
at Diego Garcia.
This is saying Iran fires missiles at remote UK US base, suggesting long-range capabilities previously denied. Iran has fired missiles at Diego Garcia in the Indian Ocean, suggesting it's capable of longer distance than previously known, which is very true. Tehran fired two intermediate range ballistic missiles, which are not intercontinental ballistic missiles, at the base. Okay, a remote British island located more than 2,000 miles from Iran. The distance attempted could strike could indicate that Iran has capabilities of long distance attacks. Again, these are mid-range missiles, not intercontinental ballistic missiles. Okay. And let's see, blah, blah, blah. There's speculation that, let's see, maybe this wasn't the one that said where they shot him down from.
Yeah, you're missing a lot of stuff there. Like
Yeah, I'm just looking for the spot where I was jumping to the spot where it says where we shot him down at. I could read the whole thing, but if it doesn't say that part, then it doesn't really matter, does it, sir?
Yeah, it sounds like you picked and choose some things.
You want me to read the whole article, sir? Iran has fired missiles at the I put it on the screen for everybody to read, sir. I was literally just trying to get to the part where it talked about who shot it down so I could prove either your point or my point. But if you want me to read the entire thing, I will. That's fine, sir. Jesus Christ. London, no, I'm going to read the whole fucking thing now since you fucking are getting mad at me not reading the whole thing. Iran has fired missiles at the joint UK-US Diego Garcia military base in the Indian Ocean, suggesting it is capable of longer distance attacks than previously known. Iran's reckless attacks. I'm talking, sir, I am going to mute you if you talk again. You made me read this whole fucking thing. You're going to be quiet while I do it. Jesus Christ. Iran's reckless attacks lashing out across the region and holding hostage the Strait of Hormuz are a threat to British interests and British allies, a spokesperson for UK's Ministry of Defense said Saturday, confirming the unsuccessful strike. Tehran's fired two intermediate range ballistic missiles at the base in the I don't know how to pronounce that, Kagos Islands, a remote British overseas territory located more than 2,000 miles from Iran. Iran's semi-official Mehr news agency reported on Saturday neither missile hit the base, it added, though neither Iran nor the UK specified how close the missiles came to Diego Garcia. The distance of the attempted strike could indicate that Iran has capabilities for long-distance attacks that it previously denied, with a base the same distance from Iran as much of Central Europe. It is unclear, however, if the missiles carried a payload. It is unclear, however, the missiles carried a payload or how far such an attack could truly reach, as neither missile reached its target. That proves my point that it wasn't shot down at Diego Garcia. Earlier this month, Iran's foreign minister, Abbas, I'm not going to try to mispronounce that, said his country had intentionally kept the range of his missiles below 1,250 miles because we don't want to be felt as a threat to anybody in the region. The Wall Street Journal, citing multiple officials, reported that one of the missiles was shot down by a U.S. warship and the other failed in flight.
Okay, but the one that failed, how far was that away from Diego?
It doesn't say, sir. But your claim was that it was shot down by the air defenses at Diego Garcia, and this specifically says that neither one reached its target.
Okay, but you did say that they had longer missiles than that.
No, I said they didn't have intercontinental ballistic missiles. That was your claim.
Which they do.
But, no, these are intermediate range ballistic missiles.
All right.
Intercontinental ballistic missiles need to go, 4,000 miles or something like that?
They can reach 4,000 kilometers, actually.
Okay.
Miles, that's a lot
longer. Well, this one couldn't even reach, I don't know. It doesn't really even say how far they went.
See, that's the problem. But, all right, man.
But neither of them reached the base. We know that.
Hey, as long as they're threatening us with having 60% enriched uranium, saying they can make 11 nukes, I mean, that's a problem, don't you think?
Again, Steve Witkoff said they could make 11 nukes, and 60% enriched uranium doesn't make any nukes. We already went through this part.
And in 10 days, they can make it in the 90%.
All right. Well, we should have stayed in the JCPOA. We never would have been in this problem, would we?
Hey, shit happens, you know?
No, not shit happens. Donald Trump created the situation for them to have this level of nuclear enrichment, okay? And it would not have happened if Donald Trump hadn't created it.
because they wanted Donald Trump to unfreeze all their frozen assets. Fuck that. Why would we give him all their money? He's not going to.
What frozen assets, sir?
Them.
What frozen assets?
What?
What frozen assets?
The frozen assets we have of theirs. You don't.
The frozen assets were released in 16? The frozen assets were released in like 2016, and Donald Trump didn't have to do anything. Donald Trump didn't have to do. Donald Trump didn't have to do anything. The deal was already set. All Donald Trump had to do was not leave it.
Yeah, but he wasn't going to give them.
He didn't have to give them anything. He didn't have to give them a red fucking penny, bro. He didn't have to give them shit. What are you talking about? They didn't have to give him anything. Everything that was given to them was already given to them before Donald Trump came in office.
They wanted paid.
No, they did not.
Okay.
They were already paid. They had $1.7 billion of assets that were unfrozen by the U.S. court system, right? At the time of the JCPOA, they got the $1.7 billion, okay? And they got release of sanctions under the Obama administration. That's what they got.
For almost $6 billion, yeah.
Yeah, Donald Trump just released freaking sanctions on Iran to give them $14 billion in oil that was floating on the seas just to reduce oil prices. Donald Trump literally just handed Iran $14 billion.
All right, but now
$14 billion. Sorry, $14 billion and growing.
Iran can't sell any oil, so they're going to be crippled here soon.
They're going to be sir. Do you realize what you literally were like, oh my God, Obama gave them 1.7 billion. Trump couldn't do that. And when I was like, Trump just gave them.
I never brought up
when
Obama.
I just said, sir, you just were complaining about giving them money. And then when I say that Donald Trump gave them money, you just make an excuse for it, dude.
Okay, I never brought up Obama. I said,
you know, they can just send oil in other directions, right? You know that Strait of Hormuz being completely closed off has much more of an effect of like on Saudi Arabia, on like places like Oman, on places like Kuwait
China,
than it does on
Japan,
fucking Iran.
Australia. Yeah, I get that. And a lot of them are enemies like Russia and China. That China gets what, like 80%?
Russia is the other direction, sir.
You're saying Russia doesn't get any from Iran? Any oil?
Not through the Strait of Hormuz. They can just send it the other direction. Do I need to show you a map of where Iran is and where Russia is?
No, I know where the fuck they are.
Then why would they send the oil through the Strait of Hormuz?
I don't know. You tell me.
They wouldn't. That's the whole point of what I'm saying. Cutting off the Strait of Hormuz does not stop Iranian oil from getting to Russia.
Okay, maybe not Russia, but China.
Okay, China's one of the top 3 oil producing countries on the planet. So what?
No, I doubt they're top 3. I'm pretty sure United States is 1. Saudi Arabia is probably number 2. Russia's probably number 3.
Countries in world. Let's see. Oh, I'm sorry. They're 4th. My bad.
Yeah, exactly. I just named the top 3.
And they also produce like over 80% of their own oil that they use.
Okay. And
you know where they get the rest of their oil from? Sir, do you know where they get the rest of their oil from? And do you know where they get the rest of their oil from?
Who? China?
From fucking China or from fucking Russia. They get it from Russia.
Yeah.
So what does Iran have to do with anything?
That's where they get most of their oil from.
They get most of their oil from Russia. They get some of their oil from Iran. Well, they get most of their oil from themselves. They get most of their oil from themselves. And then after that, then they get freaking some most of their oil from Russia. Then after that, they get some from Iran.
Okay, from what I looked up, it said that they got 70% from Iran.
70% of what?
70% of their oil.
Okay, well, I'm sure they whatever percentage they are getting, I'm sure they're still getting it because again, they can just send it through Russia.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. Do you realize how many countries are on their way right now to United States to buy oil from us?
Yeah, and they're not going to get it.
Why not?
Because we're almost at max capacity for exportation of oil.
Oh, so they're just sending ships here for no reason?
They are literally going to send ships here to just fucking wait. Yeah. The experts on this say that literally we're about like 95 to 97% of capacity of our ability to export oil. And at max, we can export about another 500,000 barrels a day, or 500,000 barrels a day, which would equate to about 2 ships a week.
Yeah, I definitely didn't hear that, but
Yeah,
I did hear
there's
that
literally
there's
120
over
ships
10
that are on their way
countries.
here, when we have a max ability to give them about 2 ships a week. If we bump up our oil production as high as we can possibly get it.
Okay, and as long as we're still producing more oil than anybody in the world, and Venezuela is giving us how much oil every day?
Sir, it doesn't matter how many ships show up if we don't have oil to give them. Okay. And if all those ships are sitting there and we don't have oil to give them, okay, then that means the price of oil is going to continue to skyrocket.
Okay, and that's crazy we're at war, but it's still not as high as under Biden.
Yeah. Thanks, Donald Trump.
All right. Yeah, that's all I had.
All right.
Good talking to you, man.
Yeah.
I
Have a
learned
good
some
one.
things. I'm not going to say I didn't, but I don't know everything.
All right, man. Well, bye.
All right.
Anyways, y'all, make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really appreciate you guys. All right, dude, y'all, I am going to get off live for the night. I was going to do another caller, but I'm getting kind of tired. I'm not going to lie. I'm getting a little sleepy. So I'm going to get off. Scott, thank you so much for the $5. I really appreciate that. Donnie don't take shit from anyone in the world because he has enough trouble holding his own. And yeah, 100%. So thank you guys so much for being here. I really appreciate you guys. I'm going to get off the night. I love you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow at 7:30 Central. And I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. All right. Love you guys. Bye.